Hey, hi, hello, and good afternoon. My name is Amanda, and welcome to Harmony Portal Tarot Live. I hope everyone is having a fine Woo Woo Wednesday. And because we are officially in the month of October, I thought it would be only fitting to wear a very spooky book, ghost kind of vibe going on here. It says, "Read more books." How is everybody? Yes, we are going to be doing another giveaway and a drawing, and my husband's calling me. Sorry, he's traveling from like a couple towns over back from work, so let me text him real quick just to let him know, hey, just a second. Sorry about this. Okay, hopefully that's taken care of. I will turn my ringer off. How is everybody? Just maybe pop a hi, hey, hi, hello in the chat, just so I know you guys can hear me. I guess about a week ago, we had some issues with not having a chat in the studio part of YouTube, so I didn't see anyone's chat until I thought to either restart the live stream, which I was about to do, and then I'm like, no, I can see if the chat's working on my other account on my phone, and that's how I had to do the chat. But I see a couple people. Hi. Oh, the notification just popped up. Sweet, sweet, awesome. Awesome. I'm glad everybody can hear me, can see me. Hopefully we're doing good. My hair is something today. We got some leave-in conditioner in, so I gotta wash it actually probably first thing in the morning. But I am going out of town first thing in the morning to look at a dog about, I don't know, a little less than 200 miles away from here. So it's a bit of a trek to go look at a dog. I actually did look at a dog today here in town, and she was really sweet and cute and everything. But I don't know, it just, I think there's something about this other dog that I'm going to see tomorrow. And if those of you following my pet journey lately, there was a dog named Kyla about 3 weeks, about a month ago now. Um, let's see. Let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to find it. The Kyla dog, which let me get my screen. Sorry, I'm all over the place. Okay, so we got the Kyla dog, which was like she's just exactly what I'm looking for. She kind of reminds me of Judy, she was 17-year-old dog that passed away in 2021, and she reminded me kind of looks wise a lot of her. But the dog that I am going to see, well, the dog I saw today was a Great Dane, possible Great Dane mix, but we're kind of more leaning to the fact she might actually be a purebred Great Dane. She's already bigger than Arthur, and she's only 4 months old, and that's their estimate. I estimate her to actually be younger, just by my own intuitive whatever. But this poor sweet little girl, her name's Little Anne. She's so sweet. Kind of socially awkward because she's been in isolation since they got her about a month ago, and her other 2 brothers were dropped off in their kind of dog drop-off area, and they all had parvo, and one of them actually passed away, and her and her brother, and there's her with her ears fully up. She's really cute. Her and her brother are doing well and hopefully making a full recovery. I don't think there was any organ damage or anything, at least that they know of. But she's super cute and sweet, but she's going to be 100+ pound dog, and we're already kind of limited on room. And yes, Walter himself was a 100-pound dog, and it was a bit much to have, like, especially when he was young, which, these dogs are young. There's a lot of life left in them, and when Walter was young, he really threw his weight around. It was really hard until he kind of settled down after about age 4, and by then we had Boston, and then Wrigley came like 3.5 years after that. So he'd kind of settled down, but just having a dog a dog that the back is equal to your hip. If we had a bigger house, I would say heck yeah, let's do it. But I don't know. I'm just kind of hesitant to get a huge dog for our living situation. that all being said, I also found this dog, and when I saw the dog, when I saw the picture, before I even saw the name, I just saw the picture. I'm like, okay, there's something about this dog I need to investigate. Um, but the name of the dog, it says Meet Lyra. So the dog's name is Lyra, which if you've been following me for a hot minute, I've tuned into like I don't know if you would consider soul origins or what have you as far as incarnations go, but I've like trekked myself back to or originating in the constellation or the planet of Lyra. Um, and it's just very interesting how Miss Lyra here is named that, and she's just super cute. I'm gonna guess they just have her as a mixed breed dog. I'm gonna guess she's probably got, and again, my phone screen doesn't do the best. I have another picture where I kind of brightened it so you can see her better. That might be a better approach. I think she's some sort of black lab hound mix. She's just so cute. She'll probably be like on the smaller end of large dog just by looking at her. Is my guess. Which I can handle the small end of large, but probably not the big end of extra large. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's what we are going to be doing tomorrow. And by we, I mean me, just me. But very fun kind of fact. Initially kicking off my dog search for my own dogs, which I didn't even realize that was happening at the time. My brother's dog, Lily, actually went missing on January 31st, 2005. So we're talking, 18 plus years ago now. So 2005, his dog goes missing. And for every day, religiously, after the dog disappeared, and we put up our post, help lost dog, please find, call this number posters. After we did that, I went online. It was called montanapets.org at the time. It had all of like my area of Montana and even into Idaho, all the different pet shelters and organizations, all on one website where you could just click by town and just work down the list. And religiously from, that very first day of February all the way through the end of June, I kept checking, looking to see if Lily would ever pop up on these sites so we could get her back for my brother, and it just never happened. But in my search, day after day after day, it was early July. I came across this dog that just caught my eye, and there's something about the dog. I didn't need a dog, didn't have a living situation that would really warrant a dog. The dog would have had to have lived with my mom, who already had 5 dogs. But long story short, it was Judy, my dog. And there's something about her, even though she was like a 2.5 to 3 hour drive away. I had to see her. I just had to meet her. And when I met her, it was like love at first sight, as they say. And so I got my dog Judy, and she lived with my mom, and everything was great until it wasn't, with some dog fights and stuff. And at that point, sorry, the sun is now doing its thing. But at that point, I was then able to bring her where I lived, and she lived with me from then on out. But yeah, funny story, or long story short with all of this. So as I said, we got Judy on July 20th of 2005. So that's the date we brought her home. And like I said, Lily went missing January 31st, 2005. Arthur was born January 31st, 2023. And we got Judy, like I said, July 20th, 2005. And the dog that I'm looking at tomorrow was born July 20th, 2023. Like, you can't make this stuff up. So let me just say I'm excited. And it's set that if things click, that I can probably bring the dog home tomorrow. So I guess not so quick announcement. I may or may not be live on Friday, depending if I have a new little dog that maybe needs a little more attention than me disappearing for a few hours to do a live stream, if you know what I'm saying. So yeah, fingers crossed everything goes good. And I've already looked at her birth information against my birth information, and there's a lot of past life connection and Venus and moon conjunctions with the synastry of the chart. And I know I'm that kind of nerd that has to analyze things. And so chemistry wise, as far as affection and love and just familial love, there's a lot there between me and this dog, and we haven't even met yet. So I'm thinking it's really going to be like a positive experience. And also another fun fact, it's right now. So the day we got Lily, sorry, Lily. Lily was the one that kicked all this off. Poor Lily. We never did find Lily, my brother's dog. But the day we got Judy, July 20th, 2005, um, the North Node, Rahu, was at 5 degrees of Aries per Vedic astrology. And fun fact, tomorrow, Rahu, the North Node of the moon, is at 5 degrees Aries per Vedic astrology. So 18 and a half years, there's a cycle of 18 and a half years. Rahu, or the North Node, South Node, will return to where they were 18 and a half years ago. They have an 18 and a half year cycle, and exactly to the degree, to the day, it's going to be in the exact same spot as the day I got Judy. So I don't know. Who knows? We got some kind of past life or spirit family kind of connection. So I'm really excited, and I'm just fingers crossed that this works. If it doesn't, of course it won't be. It wasn't meant to be, but I have a feeling it might be meant to be. So I'm really excited, and yeah. But that being said, this dog, at least according to the website information, is not very old. So she's going to be about half the age Arthur was when we got him, and he was 4 months old. So this dog's much younger of a puppy than even Arthur. But I think that might work to our advantage. Yeah, there might be some sleepless nights and, maybe more potty accidents and all the fun things, but we can kind of curb some of those nasty bad habits that Arthur had coming from the shelter at 4 months that this dog may not even have. And again, I'm getting ahead of myself. I don't even know if it's going to be a sure thing, but fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Yes, hello everybody. Yeah, there's a lot to think about. Definitely exciting. Adding a new family member is a big deal. Yeah, and we, like I said, we're like a 2-dog limit type of family. And, especially living in this, it's not a tiny house or anything. It's 1,400 square feet, but the way it's, like, our garage is on the bottom, and then our main living area and kitchen and a bathroom and 1 bedroom is on the bottom, or the main level. And then upstairs is another bedroom, and then the master bedroom and bathroom, and kind of a little landing area. So it's basically one tall, stacked up situation. So there's a lot of stairs that take up precious square footage and real estate here in the house. And I guess that kind of, in a way, leads me to another kind of, I don't know, preview or announcement. I'm losing my office. I'm losing this room. I'm losing it. But I'm willingly giving it up because my 2 boys are now ages 8 and 12, and they are just kind of button up against each other. They've shared a room since, Wrigley was old enough to sleep on his own without being, next to me. So at least the last, I don't know, probably 7.5 years, they've shared a bedroom, and now they're going to each have their own bedroom. And yeah, so I lose this, all this, but do not fret for me because we're clearing out our garage. There's going to be a music corner for Boston's drum set, the keyboards, the bass guitars, the other regular electric guitar, and the kalimba, and all the instrumental things. There's going to be a section for that. My husband's going to have a workspace down there. I'm going to have like a office sort of workspace / live stream filming space down there. And there's also going to be all the tools and the bikes and it's going to be a lot of chaos, but, and I'm also going to have like also a little workstation with like these bookshelves and stuff are going to just go out in the landing. At least that's the plan. We'll kind of finagle things as they go, but, yeah, I'm losing. Cry for me. Actually, I'm kind of excited just to shake up the energy and, revitalize a workspace. And it's kind of funny because I was all excited to redo this room and just make it really, what's the word? Like organized and aesthetic, just like a good place to vibe and chill. But I think I can establish quite a bit of that out there. And I don't, as far as like editing and stuff, I kind of would come to this room and do that, and the filming, I would come to this room because everything was here, right? But as far as me writing and answering emails and doing like the bulk admin part of my job, or just writing my books and stuff, I don't have to do that in one set location. And in fact, I prefer to do that either in my bed, or like at my kitchen table as I'm doing things and I get ideas and I'm like, okay, I'll write a line of dialogue. Okay, I'm going to do this now and come back to it. So I don't really need like a permanent like workspace for that kind of thing, but I definitely do for my live streams and any filming I want to do for pick a cards and that. I definitely need kind of a permanent location where I can do that. And yeah, so that's going to be happening over the course of the next few months or so, probably. Yeah. All right. Well, that's enough from me. I just feel like I've just talked at you for what, 15 minutes and 18 seconds totally now. But let's do some shout outs, and we're also going to be doing our collective reading and yet another giveaway and a drawing as well. And if you had your name in the perpetual drawing, it is still in here if you have not been drawn out. Unless you've been in here a few times and you've been drawn out, you still may be in here as well. But all you need to do to get your name in the drawing today is just participate in our giveaway portion. Even if you win or don't win the giveaway, you can still get your name in the hat, pretty much. So yeah, that'll just keep on going. And yeah, let me do some shout outs, and then we will get into our collective reading, just what we need to hear right now, what we need to know. We have Banana Anna S. Welcome. Brandy Lynn is here. Hello. Linda H. Marlene. Michelle Lynn. Kalaki 131. Hello. Jessica and yeah, okay, so Jessica, I thought I said Jessica Lynn. Yeah, there she is. Yeah, Jessica and Jessica Lynn. So we have the Lynn squad and the Jessica squad, and then the crossover of the Jessica Lynn. I love it. Hello, hello, Junking Data Girl. Hello, Cha-Cha. Marlene is here. Yes, hello. And Florence B. Welcome, welcome. Yes, Jamie's here. Hello. Oh, you write your kitchen table. It's where I want my first nano, and my brain won't write anywhere else. See, I write best at the table and also in my bed. Like, so I can remember what scenes specifically were written in my bed and like what song I was listening to. Like, yeah, it goes pretty deep. But I don't ever sit down to write in this room, ever. I never have. This is definitely a filming and editing type of room. And of course, storing all of the, accoutrement that comes with filming and editing and bookish stuff and crystal stuff. Yeah, but I have other places I can put these when we move out of here. Yes, it's tough to move spaces for videos. Yeah, and I don't want to have like a semi-permanent space that I'm gonna have to keep shuffling things. So I think the compromise of just being able to have a permanent space in a corner of the garage, it's not gonna be huge. It's not gonna probably even be as big as what I got here. But if I don't have to have my main computer down there, that'll be out here. I just really don't need that much space to be able to do a live stream and have my card table to film. I don't really need a huge space for that anyway, so it doesn't feel like a loss to me so much. And it's not even like this room itself was mine this whole time anyway. I do share it with the kids, the computer, like the game computers in here, so they're always in and out of here, leaving their dishes and their socks and God knows what else in here. So it hasn't for a very long time ever really just felt like my space anyway, even though it's all my crap in here, but they leave some of their crap in here too. But yeah, like I said, I'm kind of excited to just kind of literally pick up and move all of the stuff and just really allow that energy to get flowing and hopefully, really find my groove in the garage and the landing area. And of course, wherever else I work in the house. Yeah, it doesn't seem like that big a deal, but then you think about all the hours you spend working, and it's like, I don't just spend hours working in here. So I guess it'll be a change for me, but not like end of the world or life-changing change. It'll be a bit of an adjustment. I'm sure to have to walk downstairs rather than upstairs to, film. But hey, hey, I'll be more grounded. I'm on the ground level. And of course, it's like one of those, we have a split level house. So the back end of our garage is completely underground, but the front, because we live kind of on a hill. So I'll be like basically in a basement, but we've got the garage doors in the front that are, yeah. So I'll be very grounded in the space to be able to bring the energies through. There we go. Which will work great for my Navamsha chart. I have a Taurus moon in my Navamsha chart. And I have a Taurus Mercury in Vedic astrology and a Taurus sun and Mercury in Western astrology. And both my Saturn and Mars are in Capricorn. In Virgo, in the 12th house. And in my Navamsha chart in Capricorn, I have Jupiter and Mercury. If you're like, what's a Navamsha chart? It's basically the chart that basically gets drawn up after you're married. And it is just as accurate, if not more accurate, than your actual birth chart. Yeah, it's insane how absolutely accurate the Navamsha chart is. Yeah, it's the D9 chart in Vedic astrology. If you're wondering how to drop your own, you can most likely do that for free as well. I can't remember the name of the site, but yeah, that's a great chart to look at, especially later in life or the like second half of your life, or if you get married, it basically triggers or catalyzes that chart to activate. But if you're someone who's unmarried, but you're say 40 years old, that chart is also activated at some point. Usually when your planets start maturing after age 25 for sure, that's when Mars matures. Saturn usually matures anywhere between age 36 and 42. I still, at age 41, think I'm waiting and waiting for my Saturn to finish maturing so I can get on with my life. Oh, yeah. All right, that's enough for me. Let's get into our fun stuff. Let me do a few more shout outs. I see some more peeps have joined us. Yes, we have Pika Lee. Hello. Ethan's here as well. Hello, Ethan. And Kirsten. Hi, hi, hi. All right. I'm high energy today, so let's get into this. All right, so this is just going to be what we need to know if you're watching now or on the replay and you want your energies included in this to see what you can expect over the next little bit. I'd say at least week. These energies feel like they're pretty ripe right now for the week ahead. Some major moves can be made if you're wanting to rearrange or get a new dog. I mean, just my personal examples. The energy is very ripe for these things to happen. We also have an eclipse coming up on October 14th. That will be a solar eclipse. The lunar eclipse will take place 2 weeks later on the 28th of October. So 2 days, 3 days, 2 days before Christmas. Christmas. Oh my gosh, no. Halloween. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I mean, the year went by pretty quickly, but we don't need it to catapult us to Christmas already. All right, so what do we need to know? Yeah, a lot of big vibes coming up, that's for sure. Big changes. And ooh, yeah, 9 of Wands. So we are very close collectively, those of us watching right now, very close to achieving something that we have been wanting to manifest or create, or something we've been working toward for a very long time. We're about to see that light at the end of the tunnel, or finish line, if that's something project you're working on that feels like it's never going to end, or just wanting to be able to start something, but there was some sort of blockage or something. It's about ready to move so you can move forward. We also have, yes, the 8 of Pentacles and the Lovers. So there's some pretty big, like with these energies, like I was saying, there's some pretty big decisions that you might be making that may feel like big life-changing decisions, but at the heart of it, these are meant to be. These are things that it feels to me you're very much in control of, because we also have the 8 of Pentacles here to support. So whatever changes you're making, you're ready and willing and able to put in the effort, to put in the work, even if it's, elbow grease and it's a bit of a hassle. You're ready for it, because these changes that you're wanting to make are going to be worth all of the hassle or all of the effort you're putting in. I especially love to see this combination, because you don't only have the skill and the longevity, but you also have that just like passion to keep going. I mean, this is like Mars and Saturn working for you. Mars is about action. Saturn's about repetitive and just doing the work and the longevity of the thing. And then the Lovers here, this could even be, taking it literally, could be a big breakthrough coming in somebody's relationship. So there could be, maybe you're hearing I love you for the first time, or you're taking your relationship to the next level, or you're asking your crush out, or they're asking you out. Something big is taking place in a relationship, something that you are ready and willing to put the effort and the work into to continue it forward. So big energy coming in. It's so very exciting. Of course, it's not going to be all rainbows and butterflies. There's always a catch, right? There's always something. Let's just see what we need to be aware of, energetically speaking, what we need to be aware of that might make us feel a little or just kind of bring us down a bit. Okay, so we have the Page of Wands. So what I'm seeing with this is there might be someone younger than you, or if those of you that have children, it could be that your children need a little bit extra attention, but you're trying to make all these changes or shift in, your career or some other front that really doesn't have a lot to do with the child, but the child needs your attention, or there's something going on, and you kind of just have to almost split your focus, or, set aside time to really, nose to the grindstone, hit the ground running. And this is a thing with this kind of energy. you don't need to just do it ad nauseum and over and for 20 of the 24 hours a day. No, but if you are showing up fully focused, ready to work, you can take a lot of like strides, make a lot of strides, or take a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? Just make things happen, basically, is what I'm trying to say, in a short amount of time. As long as you're dedicating focused time toward whatever decisions you're making, or you make the decision and now you're going to follow through with the decision. You're taking very balanced approach to being able to focus solely on this, whatever this is, and then focus on the children, or those of you that this big decision and you want to just dive in and focus could be around your home, could even be a passion project, but work is kind of in the way, so that you kind of have to, wish you could, when you're at work, you're kind of wishing you could be somewhere else working on the thing, or, doing whatever it is, or if there's these big plans you haven't made yet, you're so excited to make these things happen. But again, there's some other commitment, duty, responsibility that's kind of, taking a bit of your time. It doesn't have to completely overtake everything. No, I don't see it that way either. But again, just make sure you're scheduling time to allow yourself to focus on what really is bringing you joy and exciting you at these times. But also not dropping the ball on your responsibilities. So, right? Adulting a little bit, Jamie's like, me, LOL, haha. I love it. I'm just talking myself thirsty here. Okay. What else do we need to know? And just so we know, we do have we have one donation that I see thus far is a 1-card read for Earthy Deva, who's not here, so we're time stamping that. Maybe she is here. I don't know. Nope, I don't think so. And that is the only one I do believe that I see. Yes. Okay. So that's the only one I have thus far. So anyone else that wants a reading tonight, you will jump to the front of the line as soon as we are done with our collective reading. Yes. All right. So let's see what else we need to know about these, say, next week or so. Yeah. See, again, because your focus is being pulled in multiple directions, but you would just be happy to drop everything but this thing you want to really focus on. You could be feeling a bit of mental stress, mental anxiety, maybe even physical, just like exhaustion, because you're trying to do all the things and still have time for the thing you really want to focus on. And it can be a bit much. And again, that's where kind of we're watching ourselves, kind of checking ourselves before we wreck ourselves, making sure we're taking time to hydrate, right? Or, eat healthy, or make sure we're getting enough exercise and we're not just sitting there staring at a screen for hours on end because we're just so passionate about this thing, whatever it is. Make sure you're taking care of yourself through these decisions, through these kind of transitions or these big life changes that you are excited to make. Yes. But at the same time, you have to kind of maintain the status quo of things as you navigate these big energies. All right, I feel like we need one of these, or maybe a couple. Anything else we need to know for about the week ahead or so? We have 3? Oh my goodness, we got 3. So we have flow. I love this because, yes, this is about being in the flow. If you're hitting a roadblock, that might be an indication that, okay, let me pull back from that and focus this way. Because anything that is meant for you this week, it's going to flow. There's not going to be a bunch of red flags or obstacles thrown in your way. And even when, it's funny, because even when I was going down to visit that dog across town today, I hit every light green. Like, that never happens in this town. And you can get backed up for a long time at certain lights. It was just flow. I was like, weird. Yet at the same time, when it came to, do I vibe with this dog? Yes, I do. But I just still want to make sure I'm not leaving that other dog. I want to make sure that this is 100% thing. With Judy, I knew it was 100%. With this dog across town, it wasn't 100%. She's a great dog, but again, there's the issue of her getting very big eventually, and that type of thing that kind of has me a little like, I don't know. I'm not saying no, but I'm not saying yes. It's kind of where I'm at. But here's the thing. When it's an absolute yes for you this next week, things are just going to flow and just carry you on the wave right to where you want to be. We also have past lives. So it says here, release your past life karma You are an old soul with deep wisdom. Healing your past lives will raise your vibration. But there also could be past life connections coming into your life at this time, or people from your past kind of re-emerging from the woodwork to say hi or to reach out for some reason. It could be something they need help with. If you have a service and they are wanting to hire you for that service, that could be a great thing. If this is, that friend that only reaches out when they just want a shoulder to cry on, that's probably not a great thing. So, of course, use your intuition as far as allowing certain energies back, or if you're just ready to put those boundaries up and keep them up, that's totally fine as well. And then we have the nature card. So ground yourself, find a sanctuary in nature, connect with the elementals. So some of us might need to be getting a bit grounded. Just, when we're all up in our heads or, really connecting to spirit and stuff, we can really feel ungrounded in our bodies and almost like, I don't even want to be here kind of vibe. But when we can get out in nature, or take a salt bath, or ground yourself with natural elements, that can really help you even see things clearly. When you are feeling confused about something, when you're ungrounded, you can feel very floaty, very almost disoriented, or even confused. So if you are feeling confused or even some brain fog, I mean, that's a thing that a lot of people are affected by because of all the EMF frequencies. Brain fog is a real deal for a lot of people. But if you're feeling a little foggy in the brain, just get outside if you can. Take your shoes off and ground yourself directly with your feet on the ground. That can really help you feel grounded. If you can't quite do that, just even touching a tree and just setting that intention to ground can really help. Going on a walk, yes, Cha-Cha, absolutely. At least where I'm at right now is absolutely breathtaking outside. And it's not so cold that you can't be out there. I mean, the leaves are changing color. It's like the best time of year, in my personal opinion, to be outside walking and just enjoying the sights and sounds and smells of autumn, right? At least to me, in my area, we don't have a lot of like pollution and stuff. So we have really fresh mountain air where I'm at, and there's just nothing better. And even if it does rain a little bit here and there, that just enhances the scent, at least in my opinion. I love the smell of everything after the rain. It can just, even if you're not even realizing that you're stressed out or you're having a bad day or you're kind of foggy or just kind of feeling blah. Like I didn't even realize I was kind of in a funk the other day until I went outside to play with my dog. And I threw his little ring thing for him, and I made him sit and I made him drop it and then threw it again. And I just took a deep breath in, and I'm like, God, this is heavenly. I love it out here right now. And I just felt so much better. And I didn't even realize I needed to be out there until I was out there, right? So get out in nature and just enjoy if you can. I know it's not feasible for everybody, and do what you can. All right. Belinda went on a walk this afternoon and saw a hawk and an owl and a woodpecker. Oh my goodness. You got the like bird trifecta going on there. That's awesome. Yeah, it does get you out of your head, right, Ethan? Banana Anna S says, good advice. Thank you. Absolutely. I got all the fluids. Pretty much since I've had that sore throat a couple weeks back. I don't know if I talk too much or do this or do that too much. Like my throat just feels very dry and scratchy. So, oh, you love the mug. Yeah, my sister got me this for my birthday. Of course, you know how I feel about the moon, but again, I'm taking my power back from the moon because I think it is very beautiful symbolism. Doesn't mean I have to allow it to have power over me. It's a sigil, just like a lot of other things, and I've just decided any power in the sigil magic of the moon that is supposed to suppress me or take my power, I rebuke you. Null and void. All right. Oh, as someone who's been going through immense anxiety, walking is such a great outlet. Same with singing. Yes, singing in the car with the windows down and the cool air blowing in the like fall and winter time. Not winter. Fall and autumn. Fall is autumn, but you know what I'm saying. Even the springtime is like my favorite. I love it. All right. Well, let's get to our readings for the night. And I did see someone else had donated, so we're gonna jump right into that. Going over to email. So Kirsten's going to start us out, and go ahead and post your question, Kirsten. See, I can talk today, I promise. And then we will honor any other donations that come through between now and then. Otherwise, we will jump to Earthy David and I will write down a timestamp for her. And of course, we still have our giveaway. So even if we only had the 2 donations tonight, we're still here. We're still having some fun. We're going to do the giveaway and the drawing. So don't go away. And we have here just a general card reading. All right, well, let me put these ones from our collective away real quick. I like to stagger them back in instead of throwing them in as one solid like section, because then I know they're good and shuffle. And then I shuffle for good measure. All right. So, Kirsten. General reading for Kirsten. Tuning into Kirsten's energy. General read. Ooh. So you're feeling maybe a bit ungrounded with maybe deciding on something. There is a sense of possible confusion. And again, this just might be your career. I know you've had some confusion in, do I choose this? Do I choose that? Do I choose that? Do I choose that? What do I choose? So this is about finding balance and maybe narrowing it down, because she is holding 2 cups here. So, we've got all these options. Well, let's focus on 1, maybe 2. So you can really pour yourself into one, and then when that's full, you can pour yourself into the other. When that's full, kind of back and forth. And of course, these 2 cups could be just like taking care of yourself and focusing on one career. Or, sometimes there's a couple of priorities, like especially if you, are kind of stuck between like, well, what do I focus on? Sometimes allowing time to kind of research or investigate or even try out one avenue and then try out another and then try out another, and kind of get some information for yourself about which one fits, which one feels the best. And then that can help you narrow things down eventually. But yeah, this is about finding some balance and even asking your higher self, inner self, whatever you want to call your true spirit that resides within you and around you, asking that part of yourself for help in any area of life that feels out of balance, out of whack, confusing, stagnant, all of the above, or any of those things, or anything in between. Asking your true spirit for this information, and you will get it through your dream state. You will get it through just good ideas that pop in. Usually those like negative intrusive thoughts are usually external, like entity interference, but those really positive or like aha moments, epiphany kind of thoughts that come through to you are your spirit talking to you. So listening to that guidance, that information that comes through, is going to really benefit you. I would say over the next 1.5 to 2 weeks is kind of the time frame I'm getting. And it might even have to do with a masculine energy in your life. So you can take this combination in father, because moon is mother energy. And of course, Empress is also mother energy, but I can't not mention when the moon comes out, the mother energy, if you are in association with your mother or living with your mother, which it sounds like you are. And then also with your father. So if, things have been a little out of balance or kind of difficult at home, about finding ways to rebalance or recalibrate that energy. If also this has to do possibly with your love life, feeling confused, because, this and the moon, the moon is like subconscious, your conscious mind, your subconscious, and even your emotional state. So there could be some emotions coming up surrounding a masculine in your life. I am seeing a guy and things are a bit complicated. Okay, this makes so much sense. Yes. Let's get some advice on that complication, or what feels complicated to you for Kirsten. What is some advice for her in this relationship, this connection with this guy she's seeing, and how things have gotten a bit complicated? Okay. Yeah, you might be in your head about it or just feeling tempted. And I'm also hearing you might be settling. And I know we can get into all sorts of arguments or even agreements about, when we settle, oh, that means that I'm better than you or you're better than me. Or I'm not meaning it like that. It's just, you could do better for you. Not like that you're better than this person, but there's someone better suited as a mate or a partner to you, possibly, than the person you are seeing. And then with the Hermit here, it might be in your best interest to, if you don't want to break things off, you don't have to, but just spend some more time in your own energy than you are with this person. And that will help bring in some clarity. Again, talking to your own true spirit, that's essentially what the Hermit card is saying. It's about connecting within. It's about that light within. And as you shine that light within, things will be illuminated in the external. So you'll get the clarity, on the dark night. You'll get the clarity you're seeking, the wisdom you're seeking. We have a little snow owl here as well. And the Hermit is a card of wisdom and knowledge. And it is, the sign of Virgo as well, the astrological sign of Virgo. So any placements you have in Virgo, we do have some transits going on in Virgo, per Vedic astrology anyway. Mercury just went into Virgo, which is its exaltation point. It's where Mercury loves to be. It's its home field advantage. So there might be a lot of insight you're getting into wherever the sign of Virgo is in your chart, and any planets associated, aspecting, opposition, square, trine, all that, could really be impacted at this time by you going within and getting some really great valuable information about your future in this connection and any future connections. Anything else Kirsten needs to know about this or anything else we've covered? Yeah, there might be just a bit of tension and just, and especially this guy you're seeing. If it feels like you guys are very different people and, you think a lot of times, oh, opposites attract. They can attract, but it's about having some commonality between you to keep the attraction going. So if it's really hard for you to relate, maybe there's one thing you have in common, but that's about it. It can make things a little more difficult than, if you had 3 or 4 things in common that you could really expand the relationship with. If you do feel you have a decent amount in common with him, it could just be that there's some just tension and maybe even having to do with mind games, because we did have the moon and the devil here. That can indicate someone playing mind games. Or another thing, they could be withholding information from you. And I don't mean this in like a nefarious kind of shady way, but they just may not be very forthcoming or vulnerable with their emotions or wanting to communicate to you how they're feeling. That can be seen with this combination as well. But if you do worry about him playing mind games, maybe just trying to get him to talk to you and communicate clearly to him can bring about some clarity for you in that regard. Let's just see any other words of wisdom or advice for Kirsten before we close out. Ooh, we have delight. So it says, count your blessings and enjoy life. Take pleasure in simple things. Always expect the best. Again, there's that message of not settling. You're expecting the best. So if this relationship isn't anything but a hell yeah, it's a no. It's kind of what this is saying. And again, it doesn't mean you have to break up. If you just want to date this person and have some fun, there's nothing wrong with that. But as far as you looking for like a long-term committed partner out of this connection, it just might be like trying to like bleed water from a rock, I think is a saying, or something like that. It just might be more trouble than it's worth to get this person to communicate clearly, to open up to you, to tell you how they feel. We also have the cycles card. So specifically, with this combination, the moon and cycles, the biggest moon cycle that most women are impacted by is their menstrual cycle. So there could be something with your menstrual cycle that is just making you more emotional, or just, something to pay attention to. I don't see it as anything crazy, but maybe even just tracking your cycles if you're not. You can get a lot of information about who you are by really tuning into those cycles, those natural cycles within you. But yeah, everything has its right time. Honor the cycles of your body and time into the moon's magic. Oh, tune into the moon's magic. And again, you know how I feel about the moon energies and what the moon actually is. But if you tune into and set your intentions that the moon is benefiting you, helping you, you're going to come out a lot better than just allowing the moon with the matrix control system to just wreak havoc in your life. Yeah. Oh, it's coming. It's coming. Yeah. So very interesting. I just got another download about that. So maybe when that menstrual cycle does come for you, you're going to be getting some clarity and insight in not only this relationship, this connection that you're in with this guy, but also just about your career and life in general. You're going to get some really deep insight and wisdom, very great intuitive hits. And don't ignore these intuitive hits, because they are giving you some very valuable information about the direction you can go. Awesome. All right, Kirsten, I hope that resonated for you. Thanks again for your donation. It's always a pleasure to read for you, my dear. So I gotta put these back in the right deck. Like, you don't go to this deck. No, you don't. Go over here. Look at that. I put both of them back in this deck. At least they're very easy to find. There we go. All right, let's see if we had any other donations that come through. It doesn't look like it, so we're gonna go ahead and timestamp Anna's reading, aka Earthy Deva. So we're at 44:52. 44:52 for Earthy Deva. Okay. So I'm gonna head over to my email where her question is. Pika Lee says she's gonna donate. Awesome. Well, I will do Earthy Deva's one card pull while you do that, and then we can take care of you right away. Okay. So, hi, Amanda. My partner has sometimes a difficulty in communicating his love to me, even though he is quite communicative and sweet. But compared to me, it feels less open about it. So, I'd like to receive a message about love. Oh, the love he feels for me, so that I can remember it in times in which my mind doubts it. All right, gotcha. Okay, so let's get a message from him. And let's just say we're not like putting all men in a box. No. But if we compare your average man to your average woman, again, no stereotypes, like just for sake of, what's going on here. It's usually easier for a woman to open up and express her love. Again, not always, and it's not like a hard stop that all women are like this, because there are also women who have a lot of trouble with that. So I'm just saying in generalities, that's kind of usually the case. But I will say this. My husband, who I've been with since January 28th, 2004. So what is that? How many years? Almost 20 years. It'll be 20 years in January. He has said, I love you. I can count every single time he said, I love you on one hand. And I don't even need all the fingers on one hand to say it. So we use this hand where I've got part of it cut off. But that being said, and one of my love languages is words of affirmation. I love to hear, things from people that reassure me. I love to be reassured, right? So that was very difficult for me for probably, I don't know, the first probably 15 plus years of our relationship. I just want to hear you say I love you. I just want to hear you tell me how much I mean to you. And because I have no problem saying that to him and all the fun things. But again, he's an Aquarius ascendant. It's very difficult for him. He wasn't raised in a home where there was a lot of touchy-feely, lovey-dovey, I love you, I'm so proud of you kind of energy. He's got amazing parents, and they've since been able to express things like, I'm very proud of you and stuff. But as far as just coming out and saying, I love you, it's always been a bit difficult for him. So I would say I'm getting a very similar tone, possibly to where your significant other's coming from, Anna. But let's just tune in to a message from him when you're feeling a little doubt. Aw, yeah, there is this higher love. And I'm hearing, what's that song, Higher Love? Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to Google it, because anytime a song comes through, I'm like, look at the lyrics. There's more messages for you in that. Homework time, Anna. So let's see, Higher Love lyrics. I can't remember who sings it. Let's see. Am I even on the right song? Let's see. Is it Steve Winwood? I don't know. I don't know if I'm even in the right zone here. Let me just listen to like a section of it and just see. Does anyone know what song I'm talking about? It's not like a recent song. This is like either from the 80s or 90s. If it's 90s, it's very early 90s. Oh, come on, ads, go away. I just want to hear like 10 seconds. 3 seconds. Come on. Time's ticking, ad, let's go. I don't even know if this is it. Yes, it is Steve Winwood, Higher Love. That's it. Steve Winwood, Higher Love. Yeah. So there is, his spirit, his soul, those deeper aspects of him that absolutely love you and would like to express that. But it's maybe the more human side of him that doesn't just want to bring that through for whatever reason. Maybe he feels kind of dopey saying it, or it's just hard for him to maybe show that more vulnerable side. That could be the case. But this all being said, it'll get better with time, much like the example I used with my husband. Oh, you heard that song on the radio today? That's so awesome. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, quality time is my other love language. Yes. And, I've got like 3 that are very close. I think, what was the, like, touch, like hugs, touch, like that's number 1 for me. followed by quality time, followed by the affirmation, words of affirmation. Yeah. They're all three so close that really they could be interchangeable. I don't know why. But then it's funny because there's other times I'm like, do not touch me. I just need to be alone in my zone. Nobody touch me. I don't want the dog near me. I don't want the kids. Nobody. Get away. But it usually takes a lot to get me there. So, yes. And you might even feel, Anna, you might even feel a bit cheated or stolen from that I mean, this relationship is great, but like, I just feel cheated that he can't just say, I love you, or he can't just, give me that affection or that reassurance of love that I'm looking for. And again, I can really relate with that because for years I felt the same way. It's like, why can't he just say it? I mean, it's 3 words. I love you. I mean, he's already said it once. Like, what's the big deal to say it again, right? So you might just feel a little bit of just, I wish this could be different. But again, it is what it is. And it's about, finding peace with what it is. But let's just see that message for when you are needing a bit of reassurance or you're just feeling a little apprehensive about that. Okay, yeah, 5 of Swords again. This is about finding emotional balance when you are feeling low or that you're feeling unlovable or that he maybe doesn't love you as much as you love him and feeling out of balance about it. But the good news is with the 2 of Pentacles, there's something there. So it's not just some shallow relationship. No, it's very solid. It's very in your face. It's very in your hands. You can taste it, touch it, smell it, sense it, all the things. So it's very grounded in reality. So the fact that this is coming through means that you are able to, at times, really sense or feel that love. But then at other times, it almost feels like he pulls it back. But it doesn't mean you're undeserving of this love or he doesn't love you anymore. No, it's just more that he'll internalize that or pull it back when he maybe needs a little more love. And that might even be a cue at times for you, Anna, to show him a little more love and affection when you're not feeling it from him at all, because that will almost trigger or remind him to give that back a little bit, or at least more than he had been, for sure. So let's just see anything else that needs to come through for Anna. And Pika Lee has donated. Oh, it's on hold for... That did that once before for you. I remember that. And it was just like, why? What's going on here? Because I know you're good for it, but we'll proceed as normal. No worries. Pika Lee, thank you. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah. So Anna, he totally sees you as someone worth working with and working toward a future with. Because Capricorn energy is very grounded in reality. And again, when you're feeling like maybe it's in my head that this is going on or that, this relationship is very real. It's very solid. His love is very real. It's very solid. It's just a lot of times you want to feel it in a very physical way or a very reassuring way that maybe he has trouble doing. But at the same time, with this boss energy, it might be that you have to at times kind of reroute his affection back to you or kind of almost remind him. And the best way that I can remind my husband when I want to feel a hug or what have you is I'll just go hug him because he's not going to take offense to that. And then when he hugs me back, of course, I get the love and affection that I wanted, right? Yeah. So I hope that helped you. And there's definitely very real love here. It's just at times you just feel like, I wish it could be more solid, even though it is very solid. It just might at times be feeling intangible to you. Especially if you are in your head about feeling unlovable or worthy of love in any way. That can be something that if you are working toward healing that within you, it will naturally improve feeling it from him. All right. And that's one of the hardest things that we can actually undertake in this life is that journey of self-love. It can be one of the most difficult for any of us because we come into this world loving ourselves, and then somewhere along the way we lose that. Even if we have very loving and supportive parents and teachers and stuff, it's just, you watch so many murder horror movies where, human life is just, it's nothing. It's a number on it's a number in a body count, or, people at school are rude to you, or, whatever. We just get bumped and bruised along the way, and then we start to doubt that love we have for ourselves on a very deep level. But that is one of the most worthy accomplishments we can have is to be on that journey of self-love and rediscover that love within ourselves for ourselves. It's one of the most valuable things we can do in this life, because if we fully love and support ourselves, we're not going to be seeking that validation constantly outside of us. Even if one of your love languages is words of affirmation, you will know it deep down, but when you hear it, it's almost like a resonance rather than a codependent thing where I need you to say it so I believe it. More of a resonance in that regard. So I hope that resonated for you. Thanks again, Earthy Deva, for your donation, and I hope that resonated. Oh, you're watching another live, you're multitasking. Fun. Yes, so Pika Lee, and I think I saw another one come through. Oh, from Florence B. So Pika Lee, and then Florence B. So Pika Lee, go ahead and post your question. And then Florence, you can post yours as well whenever you're ready. And we'll do Pika Lee and then Florence. Splashed some crystal light onto my pants. So it's pants washing day tomorrow before I leave. And then when I get home, or when my husband gets home from work, he can rotate the laundry. All right. Words of affirmations and physical touch person. Yes, me too. And quality time. I love being able to just sit down undistracted one-on-one and really just vibe with somebody. Like, oh, I love that. I love it so much. So, oh yes, we are in the month of October, which means we've got Pika Lee's birthday. We've got Michelle Lynn's birthday. We've got some birthdays coming up here in our little fun woo-woo family here. Yeah. Yes, especially people you love. Spending time with people I don't really vibe with or don't really know is very difficult for me. Like, I get really bad social anxiety about it. But when it's people I really love and adore, or I look up to, or I'm excited to see, like, it's totally different. Okay, so Pika Lisa, Saturday is my birthday and I'm taking paid time off starting Friday. Are there any messages regarding my birthday and vacation I'm taking? Thank you. Also, last time I went dancing, I ran into M. I haven't seen him in like a year. I thought it was funny. Oh my goodness. Small world, isn't it? So funny. That's awesome. All right, so let's get some messages for Pika Lee for her birthday and this upcoming vacation time that she's taking. What does she need to know? Ooh, we got the Temperance. So this came out for Kirsten's message as well. This to me does feel very in alignment with our collective message as well. This is something that's happening for many of us, but this really is, when this card comes out, I'm always reminded of, like, back in the day, spirit guide. But the best spirit guide we have is our own spirit. It's connected out to the original source creator outside this matrix. That is the best, most untainted message and energy we can get is from our own spirit that is directly connected to the original source creator. So instead of having middlemen, you can just go directly to the source. So you might be, over this course of this next year, because a lot of times when people come to me for a birthday reading, I kind of got to tune into the next solar return cycle. Over this next year, you're really finding a way to almost have, if you don't have like a daily or weekly spiritual practice, you'll start to institute one. If you already do have one, you're deepening it, or you're lengthening it, strengthening it, you're changing it, you're shaping it, molding it to work better for you than maybe it had in the past. Or if, say, the same kind of routines in your spiritual life are working for you, you're just kicking it up a notch. You're leveling up, which is awesome. You might even have more of your spiritual gifts just come online, or just really heighten to heights you've never seen in this incarnation yet. Almost like uncanny, or just like really scary, accurate intuition, which I think you're already a very intuitive person from what I can tune in and feel. But this is going to take it up a notch. It's like you're thinking someone's name and then they'll call you. Or you're reading something and that same word you just read is like you hear it on the TV. Or you have a dream and then it happens. Like, there's just so much like precognition going on with you that it's almost scary at times to you. You're going to be like, oh my God, this is so crazy. But like in a good way, nothing scary, but kind of, scary. Like, oh my gosh, I've never had this happen before, but not like actually scary. You know what I mean? Anyway, let's continue. Anything else she needs to know about her birthday and her time off? All right. So there might be a lot of people competing for your attention. So I don't know if you had like some time out with the girlfriends, and then maybe your boyfriend wants to go do something, or your family wants to do something. There might just be people like, hey, let's do this. Hey, let's do that. Or maybe you're even kind of conflicted in your own mind about, well, it would be fun to do this, but I don't know. It would be really fun to hang out with them too. Or, oh, maybe I could do this. So you might even still be kind of like not completely solid plans, or if you do have solid plans, you're just feeling maybe a bit pulled in a few directions, or it's all good though. It doesn't feel bad. It doesn't feel like you're getting in a fight or anything like that. But again, you just might maybe want to do all the things, but you only have say 3 days off or 5 days off or however many you have, and you want to fit all the things in, but like you also want to take some time to just rest and be and vacation, right? Vacate all of your day-to-day life. Um, so yeah, you just might have some competing agendas again within your own agenda, meaning, ooh, I could focus on this for a while, or I could do this, or I could hang out with my friends, or I could go dancing, or competing agendas in that regard, not that people have an agenda against you. Oh my god, that just happened today. I told my friend everything has its time and season, and it was a quote on her calendar for this month. See, you're already in the flow. You're in the tune, in the tune, in tune with the energies, but in the tune, meaning isn't there that yeah, everything has a time and a season, and then isn't there that song by the Beatles, To Everything Turn, 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 you know that song? Everything has a purpose under heaven or something like that. You know what song I'm thinking of, right? I think it's just called, I don't know if it's called Seasons or something. I don't remember exactly, but that's a good one. Let's see. I'm gonna look it up because it came to my mind. So again, if it's a song message, you can look up the lyrics and have some homework. Okay. So it's called Turn, Turn, Turn. And it's not by the Beatles. I was a liar just now. It's the Birds. Birds eat beetles. Fun fact. I don't know why I thought it was the Beatles, but same time frame ish. Maybe they were kind of pre Beatles. I can't remember. They have Beatle haircuts, but they're not the Beatles. There they go. There's their Beatle haircuts, but they're not Beatles. They're birds. And Byrds, not Birds. But there you go. I digress. Yes, on my birthday, I don't know who I might spend the night with, my friends, family, or Boo, if he actually steps up and does something right. Let's just see what he will do. I'm curious. When you said seasons, I thought of the song Reasons by Earth, Wind, and Fire. Well, your intuition is on fire, lady. So look up the lyrics to that song as well, because there might be a little message for you in that. Yes, I love it. All right, so let's just see what Boo's intentions are for Piccoli on her birthday. He hasn't decided yet, or he's maybe just like, what should I do? I don't think he's made his decision yet, or if he has maybe a few ideas he's kind of thinking of. Let's just see if he'll figure it out. I'm hoping he will, because I don't want him to disappoint you on your birthday. That wouldn't be very fun. Or to just maybe drop the ball, or okay, he'll come through. I think he's gonna come through. Yeah, he told me better remember. I think he'll remember. He's just maybe unsure, and he might even bounce that ball back to you, like, "Hey, well, what do you want to do? We'll go do it together. What do you want to do?" Because he doesn't want to make a choice, and then you think, "Oh, I don't want to do that on my birthday." Not that you would, but I think he might just be kind of like apprehensive because he doesn't want to make the wrong choice or the wrong move for your birthday. But I think he'll pull through. He'll pull through and make it a good day, you know? I'm sure he's shaking in his boots. Yeah. He doesn't want to make the wrong choice, is really what I see with that. I don't think he will make a wrong choice, though, because we got the King of Swords here. So at the very least, he'll communicate to you on that day and say, happy birthday, and what do you want to do? Or, let you know something. Let's just see anything else Piccoli needs to know. Yeah, the Empress. So this next year is going to be very fertile energy for you. Could be literal if that's what you're looking for, but if you're not, just make sure you got all your bases covered with that. But could be more metaphorically speaking that you're in a very fertile solar cycle coming up here, to where what you want to manifest, you are working toward and being able to manifest. You're going to be able to really feel this deep, loving, almost motherly, nurturing connection to a lot of people in your life. I have a feeling you already are that way, like, kind of like the mom of your friend group, or you're just making sure everybody gets home safe kind of vibe with everybody. And it's like you're kicking that up a notch this year or over this year. Or people are just like, thanks, mom, but like in a very lovey way, not in a mean way, like thanks, mom. Like not like that, but they're just like very like, oh my gosh, you're so sweet looking out for me, kind of vibe. So yeah, I don't see anything crazy, but maybe just trying to narrow down what to do on the birthday might be the big decision coming up for you. And then we have Cancer, the caring, the mother energy. You're just doubling down on the lovey, motherly, nurturing kind of energy, and not just with the people that you care about in your life, but also with your own energy as well. Yep, that's totally me. Definitely the mama bird of the group. My friends literally say thanks, mom. Exactly. And you're just making them or reassuring them why they love you and are so glad that you are part of their inner circle. I mean, you're just becoming more of who you are already. That's really, you're just, again, taking up your spirituality up a notch and just embodying more of your true spirit in your physical vessel. And it's just so shiny and bright to people that they want a piece of that. That sounded kind of sexual. They want a piece of that in that everybody wants to be your friend or just be in your aura, because there's just something very bright and shiny about you over this next year that just makes people feel taken care of, seen, heard, listened to, that they can't just quite accomplish by, being around some other random person. Even if you don't know certain people very well or at all, you might be getting people's life story in the grocery line or just randomly running into people that just, again, want to like download their whole life story on you because you just have this vibe about you that it's not saying, come dump all your problems on me, not like that, but you're just very welcoming. Your energy is very welcoming. So if you do have issues with certain friends or even acquaintances, coworkers overstepping that nurturing quality to you, it will be very important for you this year to set up some boundaries with that. If it becomes an issue with certain connections. I totally feel that. I came to the office after a while of working remote, and so many of my coworkers and the boss were very happy to see me. And let me scroll. Even your former bosses too. Oh my god, that happens all the time. People tell me I'm a really great listener, right? Yeah, you just have that way about you, have that vibe about you that you just attract so many broken people, but also people who just want some hope. And by broken people, I mean every single one of us is broken, so like, you know what I mean. But yeah, people just looking for hope and just a sense of the divine that is in your aura. It's hard to put into words, but I think you know what I'm trying to say. It's beautiful energy, and I'm really hoping that your boo pulls through. Hey, that rhymed. For your birthday, I hope he pulls through and makes it a really fun and special. And again, I don't see that you're some like over the top. I have to, keep topping the last thing you did. You're not that type of person. So he doesn't even have to do anything too big. It just has to mean something. Yeah, he better, or else. I love it. Yeah. People tell me they feel peaceful with me and heard and understood. Absolutely. To a T. You're just taking that up a notch this year. So yeah, you know who you are, and you're just really embodying that goddess energy of that wonderful, amazing goddess that you are. Yeah, you're not complicated. Absolutely. All right. Well, yay. Happy early birthday. And if we don't see you before your birthday, happy birthday. Yes. I love that, Ethan. That's so beautiful. That's exactly what's coming through. So you might get more than average number of people coming up to you with sob stories. And it's not like they're looking for you to solve their problem. They just feel like you're a safe person to tell that to, even if they're not expecting you to do anything about it. You're just speaking of light, again, very bright and shiny, that people just are attracted to your energy. Again, not to take advantage of you or anything, but just to be in the vibe for a while, I have a feeling Scorpio might contact me soon. You are Miss Intuitive Queen at this time, so you might just be right on that. All right. Well, big hugs. Happy birthday. Thanks again for your donation, Pika Lee. Always fun. We always pull out some really fun readings with you. Love it. All right. So let me just double check our current lineup here. Oh, we had two more 1111s from Kirsten. Do you want to do that as one reading or 2 1 cards? Let me know. So we're going to dive into Florence's question. And then we will have Kirsten, possibly 2 1 Qs. Or we can combine that into 1 big Q. All right. Florence, I am not sure if the guy I fell in love with feels the same about me or if he wants to be friends, but I got the guidance to tell him that I love him, but I am scared to do so. Some guidance. Could I get some guidance on this? Yes. Let's get some guidance for Florence on the guy that she is in love with. Okay, so we have the world. So travel energy, endings, but a lot of times when the world comes, it's not literally like the end of the world kind of ending energy. It's usually a completion energy. So in regards to this intention that maybe this guy you fell in love with, how did he feels for you? We have Queen of Swords. So he sees you as somebody who knows what you want in life. You're very sure of things. So if he himself is somebody who's undecisive or just really not sure what they want in the future or who they are or where they want to be, that could be the thing that he feels like you have it all figured out, but he doesn't. And that could, I don't know if intimidate is the right word. It could just feel a little hard or heavy for him when you seem to be someone with all these hopes, wishes, dreams, goals in life, and he doesn't really know what he wants, doesn't maybe even know who he is at times. And that can feel a bit intimidating or almost like a breathless feeling. Again, not that you're doing anything wrong, but it almost could make him feel a bit inadequate. But let's just see how, because obviously he feels like you have things figured out. But let's just see his intentions for a romantic connection in the future with you, if he has any intentions with that. Because I do feel like soulmate energy here, which, soulmates don't always have to turn romantic. They can. They definitely can, but they don't always have to. Well, as far as romantic connections go, we were asking about his intentions for your future. There's a solid potential for a romantic connection here. It feels to me, at least in the kind of framework of the relationship, it really is relying on maybe part of the parts of you that intimidate him are actually going to be the strengths that draw him to you eventually. If not soon, eventually. But as far as romantic attraction goes, what are his intentions towards Florence? Wow. Well, we have Mr. Romantic King himself with the King of Wands, and then we have the King of Swords. You got a lot of king energy here. So as far as his romantic intentions toward you eventually, if it's not right now, eventually he may see you as a partner. So partner, like relationship potential or future wife potential or girlfriend potential. It's definitely there eventually. If it's not there now, he eventually will start to feel this way if it's not there now. But if that little seed has been planted, he may already feel this way, and it's just hard for him to come forward and admit that to you. That way, that if you did confess or tell him how you feel, just kind of feel him out without dropping the big "I love you" bomb, but just say, I think I care about you. I think you're great. Compliment him. What is it you do like about him? Let him know that without, really spilling the beans on it, to feel him out. And if you're getting a bit back from him about him caring for you and he likes this about you, likes that about you, then I would say it's pretty clear that if he's not quite to the L word yet, love, if he's not quite there yet, again, there's potential to grow in that direction. But at the very least, I see a seed, if not a bigger sprout, of romantic connection or attraction here. So feel it out. Use your own intuition before you just come out and tell him all the wonderful things. Just kind of send a compliment his way. Tell him you care about him, and just see what he puts back to you. That'll be a good indicator of how to move forward with this without feeling like, what's the word? Like, I can't think. Words are so hard for me today. What is it? Like, without feeling humiliated if he doesn't return the love word, right? Or he's like, oh, I just see you as a friend. Or again, though, I don't think that that's all it is. I don't think he just sees you as a friend. I think there is, at the very least, if not more, a seed of romantic attraction there. But with the temperance coming out, again, it will eventually feel more balanced. So if you feel like you're the one who's completely head over heels and he's just like, nice to meet you, eventually that's going to balance out to where he'll meet you where you're at, or you'll kind of come down a bit and meet in the middle kind of vibe. So at the very least, yeah, we don't need a one-sided relationship, right? At the very least, I see that he's got some interest. So with all those kings, and then as far as his intention, this is the beginning of something. It's the slowest moving of all, so it might just be a very slow burn romance, as they say in like fiction. So you might start out as friends, and then you start flirting, and then one thing leads to another, and now you both have feelings. But it's taking place over time. It's not all happening in a weekend, or you meet in person once, and it's like, have my babies already. Like, no, it's very slow build, but a lot of times those are the most long-lasting and stable relationships because they don't burn out all at once. You're slowly turning up the dial to where you can get comfortable and feel into it, and then take it to another level, and then take it to another level. Like, that's how this feels. Or at the very least, if he already has like massive feelings, those feelings might scare him, and he just wants to take things kind of slowly. It's very hard because here's the thing. As far as reading other people's energy, I can only read as far as, like, if I was sitting across from this person in a restaurant or something. Most people don't write everything that they feel, think, hope, wish, desire all over their face or wear their heart on their sleeve. Most people don't. And he, to me, feels somebody who, at the very least, keeps all of that under lock and key unless you start to get to know him. So tuning into his energy, it's almost like I'm hitting a wall. But again, I can feel like this, like, I don't know, simmering or like, what's the word? Buzzing, I guess, of attraction. But I can't quite get through to see just how deep this well goes. You know what I mean? So I would say my best advice to you, like I said earlier, would be just to give him a few compliments, about his looks, about his personality, about how you feel about him. Flicker, there's the word, which is weird because the word flicker is a very prominent word in my book series. It's not like in the title or anything, but there's a flickering that happens that is major vibes in my book. Can't believe I couldn't think of the word. But anyway, I digress. But yeah, just trying yourself, Florence, to feel around the wall, just to get some insight, get some intel into how he's feeling, will allow you to know how much to divulge without feeling like you've over divulged and now he's pulling back like, I'm scared. Again, I don't think he would do that because it's not because he doesn't like you and wouldn't want it to go that direction, but it just might be too much too soon. So a slow and steady kind of vibe is what I see here as far as it being romantic when you confess love or at least express that you care or have feelings for him, to see where he's going to be forthcoming with his advice, or not his advice, his his intentions and how he feels. That's what I'm trying to say. Let's see. A couple more cards. Just anything else Florence needs to know about this connection and expressing this love, this interest. Yeah. Again, it's very like earth energy of Taurus. Taurus rules the natural second house of stability, security, resources, what your values are. And at times, there might be just differences in your personality that might make things a bit of a challenge to move forward with. And I think it is because you might be very expressive and want to tell him how you feel, but at the same time, he's a bit more reserved and, again, may not even know how he feels to be able to even express it. Because I have a feeling, just with the energy that I'm getting from him, that he may not even really know himself on a deep level. So it's going to be hard for him to connect to you on a deep level, at least out the gate, right out the gate, when you first start, a romantic connection. But if you've already kind of established that, hey, I like you, you like me, or kind of work toward that anyway, you can slowly start to build on that. Again, though, it might take a bit of time, and you might kind of get a bit frustrated, maybe even a bit resentful at times that he's just, why can't we just be a thing already, and he's kind of dragging his feet or unsure or what have you. But if that love is true and that love is there, I would see that you would probably have the patience to be able to wait till he can meet you where you're at, or you meet him halfway, but I would say it would take a bit of time to build to something that is a solid romantic connection. And I think a part of it is because, remind me, correct me if I'm wrong, that you guys are living a distance away. So it'd be like a long distance connection currently or in the future. And that could also play into the fact that, if you were local to him or he was local to you, that part of it would be able to build much quicker. But the advantage of being at a distance and only really having, online communication or through the phone or, handwritten, if that's a thing you're doing. Oh, he did just move back. Okay. So then this is a way, now we're talking. This is a way you can start to build that momentum, is to, ask, hey, do you want to go get coffee? Hey, do you want to do this? Hey, do you want to do that? Or, he might start inviting you over to do things or out to do things. And you can build, this really great, solid connection by spending time together. So there you go. There's your in to start spending some time together and, just slowly allowing him to understand how you feel. And you'll start to slowly understand how he feels as well. So I hope that helped, Florence. It might, again, at times you might feel a bit frustrated that he's not as ready and willing and forthcoming as you are. But again, you have the potential here to build towards something, and something very stable, in fact. Yeah, you're so welcome. Yeah, if he could just bring that wall down a bit, I could get some more information for you. But he's the fact, though, that he has a wall here does tell me quite a bit about him. That I can at least give you that much, right? I can give you that much, what we've tuned into. So he definitely thinks you're attractive and feels things. He definitely does. It's just the extent of, will he admit he feels these things? Does he know what he wants in life? I mean, these are some pretty big questions I think he needs to ask himself. But again, with you there to help him, it's going to be easier than him having to do it all on his own, All right. You're most welcome, Florence. Thanks again for your donation. Always a pleasure to read for you. All right. So Kirsten, 2 1-card reads or a full read. Let me know what you want to do, my dear, and we'll do your first question or your one question, whatever. We still have our giveaway. We still have our drawing. Don't go away. All right. I'm going to take some drinks over here. Full read for Kirsten. Oh, thank you, Ethan. And yes, Kirsten, thank you. Okay. So go ahead and post your question for your full read, and we're going to get right into it for you. And I'm pretty sure if we don't have any other donations, our giveaway will be next. So don't go away, friends. And read more books. Read more books. I can't remember. I knew about a month and a half ago how many books I had read for the year. Over on Goodreads, goodreads.com, you can track all the books you read, be them audiobooks, ebooks, physical books. I think the first 54, 55 books I read this year were audiobooks. So subtract about 54 books off of this number. But while we wait, oh, Kirsten's got her question. Let me go to my Goodreads, and I will tell you how many books I've read thus far this year. And normally one year I did, a couple years back, I set a goal of reading 50 books for the whole year. But that year I did read 50 physical books, actual eyeballs into the pages, flip the page books. This year I discovered the world of audiobooks and spent pretty much January through April listening to so many audiobooks. But let me see how many books I read this year so far. And we have what? Less than 3 months left of the year. October, November, December. My books, wait, let me go to my profile. Oops, I don't want to go to my friends. I mean, they're great, lovely people, but I don't need to know how many books they've read. I need to know how many books I've read. Oh, reading challenge, there it is. Okay. Wow. My goal was to read 50 books, but then I discovered the world of audiobooks, like I just said, and kicked that goal to the curb very quickly. So the first 54 books I read this year, maybe 55, I can't remember, it was 54 or 55, were audiobooks. But I've read thus far 93 books. Never in my life have I read that many books in a year. I've just made it a major priority this year to read more books. Yeah, I love books, and yeah. And I read long books too. I'm shocked. I mean, of course, the first 54, 55 were audios, so they got read to me by the audio person. But yeah. Oh, you need the shirt for your job. Yes, I love this shirt. All right, so I just want to compare career choices. They are LuLaRoe, I can talk, I swear. LuLaRoe consultant, substance abuse counselor, health coach, and tarot reading. Okay, so I think we'll just stick straight tarot, but I feel like I need to go to a different deck. Kirsten, they're telling me for you to pick the deck. Pick which one you want, my dear. The black deck or the floral deck? Which one do you want? Which one am I reading from? You pick. The floral. That's awesome. All right. The after tarot. Okay, so first choice, we have LuLaRoe consultant. Got a card. If it will stay. There we go. Second job choice, career choice, substance abuse counselor. Boom. Third choice, health coach. Fourth choice, tarot reading. Okay, so LuLaRoe consultant, we have the judgment card. So it might take a bit. This is like such a networking card because there's a lot of other people involved a lot of times. I see a lot of Aquarius energy when I read the judgment, which I don't think technically judgment is an Aquarian energy, but I always get an Aquarian energy from the judgment card. So this really would talk or speak of networking and, oh, that's funny. Wait, I thought LuLaRoe was over. It's kind of funny you say that because it's like it's rising from the dead. So if LuLaRoe was over, or you had maybe at one point, Kirsten, thought, oh, I could be a consultant like years ago, and then it didn't happen, like you could revive that. I think there would be an element of quite a bit of hard work involved, again, in just networking, talking to people, being boots on the ground, kind of marketing yourself or getting your name out there. Yeah, and making, not just connecting to people, but like making an emotional connection to people. Actually asking about, oh, how are your kids, Sally and John, doing? Or, you know, not just trying to make a sale, but actually getting to know the people and actually caring, which I already feel is your vibe. I mean, you do work with children. I think it's hard for you not to get emotionally involved in the people you work with or care about, obviously. So I think this would be just a natural thing for you to find that emotional connection to connect to potential clients or customers if you did the LuLaRoe route. And it would be very emotionally fulfilling as well, because he's not only trying to offer this cup up, he's also getting, you know, the nourishment or sustenance for himself. So it could be, oh, they used to be a bad deal, but the clothing has increased in quality and so much nicer. And yeah, like I was saying last time you asked about this, the couple pieces I do have are really good. I think I can't remember the name of the documentary. Lula something, Lula Rich or some, maybe I'm making that up, the name of it. I can't remember the name of it, but yeah, I think there was like a thing, controversy, maybe, I don't know, 2019, 2020, somewhere in there, 2018 maybe. But I think they had to kind of almost rebrand or something to where they are better now. As far as what was your other um, question? Oh, the next one was substance abuse counselor. Okay, I think we've already established this with substance abuse. You have such an intuitive gift at being able to, again, make that emotional connection with the people you work with. Um, I would say, though, in the case of substance abuse counseling, you might take their issues, their struggles, their troubles home with you, because it's not something you could just hang up your hat at the end of the workday and go home and go about your merry way. You still will be thinking and processing, how you've helped, you know, this guy today or that lady today. And you have such an empathic and beautiful heart that at times you just want to help them so much, and um, can definitely benefit you. And I think you could make really good money doing this. But again, you might take on a bit of their emotional or even depression, like emotional baggage or even a bit of depression. But if you are like shielding yourself as you help or before you start work, I think you can completely avoid, maybe not thinking about them and hoping the best for them, obviously, but taking their pain on as your pain. I think you could avoid that by, just doing your boundaries and shielding, before you start work and what have you. Oh, commission's 50%. Wow. Yeah. I mean, if you have like a way to get yourself out there, get your name out there, and go make that coin. Yes. Look at that. Yeah, I'd say that's definitely a feasible thing. But again, I think there's gonna be a lot of time investment and just brainstorming ways to get your name out there and get clients and what have you. Substance abuse counseling, again, pull a kind of clarifier card on if you can shield yourself, if this will be a successful move. Yeah. And I think we've already established you could make good money. And look at that, the sun and the moon. So you could like have your cake and eat it too with this profession, I should say. Um, as long as you're doing your proper spiritual protection so that you don't take on a lot of that baggage for yourself, or that baggage to trigger your baggage, and then you know, it's the fine line. But you could absolutely make a great income for yourself doing this and really be able to help so many people. So many people. All right. As far as your third question of income or career choice, I should say, health coach. So I think what I'm getting with this mostly is you at times might feel like, well, I'm not completely health wise where I want to be. So who am I to teach someone this? Or you might, if you feel pretty confident in that, you might worry or wonder if they're going to look at you and, especially if there's someone who's known you and maybe well, she used to eat junk food or she used to do that, or that they're going to judge you that, well, you're not completely where you want to be. So why would I, whatever. But again, I think this is a lot of anxiety you might have surrounding the health coaching career that's not actually going to be an issue. It's just you might have fears that people will say certain things or try to call you out. And, that's a thing with like a lot of these like workout and health influencers online. A lot of them are getting canceled left and right and being told they're wrong. And then, this other person who was completely opposite, that one's now being told they're wrong. It's like, it's a whole thing. It's like health and wellness is kind of a weird thing online. And I don't know if the bulk of your clients would be online or if you'd actually meet them in person or have like a brick and mortar store or place where they come in and have their consultations or their counseling or coaching, I should say. But you might just have some stress and anxiety surrounding that. But let's just see as far as success and maybe income if you go the health coaching route. Because correct me if I'm wrong, Kirsten, I think you had already said you are certified or have something with the health coaching. Yeah, you can totally make this a thing, but you might have to lay some of your own anxieties or mental chatter about being good enough or knowing your stuff, or even the perception that other people feeling that you are or aren't good enough or do or don't know your stuff. Putting those like nagging feelings in your mind to bed before you can feel completely confident in this regard. But when the Emperor comes out, there's success. So definitely a viable option for you for career. And then as far as tarot reading, I really do see this as like a side hustle. So I don't think it'd be like your full-time gig or anything. I mean, it could eventually become that, but initially, I think it's going to be something to just kind of supplement your income. It's fun, but you're also bringing some money in. You're meeting some people. It could be the beginning of something really great because the pages are basically planting the seed and then seeing if you can take it the distance. And you might just be able to, because you got the Queen of Pentacles. This is Miss Entrepreneurial Queen herself. Miss, I'm going to plant this seed, and then before I know it, we've got this flourishing bounty around us. So if you did go the tarot route, it might be kind of I know we didn't get the Knight of Pentacles, but the Knight is between these two. So slow and steady will win you this race. So it's not going to be like this overnight sensation of money pouring in. But that being said, you do make some tarot clients. They will be repeat customers year after year, time after time, and you will be a very valuable part of the tarot community, whether you do it online or in your town, wherever you decide to do business, or both, whatever. You'll be a very valuable part of the tarot community if you do that. But again, it might be a bit of a slow start, and probably won't, at least to begin with, be your main gig. So a lot of good information I think came through for this as far as directions to go. And again, you are so multi-talented, multifaceted, I always say this, that you could really make any job work as long as you had the passion and the grit to keep going and to make something happen for yourself. You could make just about any career work for you that you were passionate about. Let's just put it that way. So I guess your main job here now is to really narrow down what you're most passionate about, and maybe then have a secondary passion. Really follow through gung-ho on that first passion, and then kind of nurture and bring along for the ride that second passion, because I do see you as someone having multiple income streams. So it would be pretty smart and wise to have at least two, one maybe primary career choice and then a side hustle possibly. Or if they kind of did go hand in hand, you could start something where you can offer multiple services under kind of one umbrella, if that makes sense. Now I'm going to scroll back down and see your comments about it. So let me go back up. So I'm still wondering what type of therapy I want to work in. Oh, that's right, Ethan, you want to do therapy. Absolutely. That's awesome. Yeah, Kirsten says, I'm upset because I'm not dropping weight as much as I thought I would. But I've been sticking to the diet. Yeah. And that can be really difficult for your own, just like self-esteem, right? Yeah, it can be a scam. People just want to make a buck, but there are legit health coaches out there. It's just about weeding out all the people who don't know. Oh, studying to be certified. All right. Thank you for clarifying that. And then, I think I had saw another. Let's see. I thought I saw another comment. Oh, that is the one I'm most worried about of the Nine of Swords. Is so fitting, and you're so right. Yeah. Because I don't even see that it's true. It's just the perception that people might think because X, Y, and Z, you're not the real deal, or you don't know what you're talking about. And again, these are fears you have, not an actual reality. Right? It's hard to put those into words because it's a very legit fear that you might be feeling. But again, I think it's just that. I think it's a fear. I don't think it's an actuality. Yeah, multiple incomes would be great, wouldn't it? Yeah, studying plant medicine too through Cornell University. Yeah, I've been doing Tony Robbins belief busting workshop to try to help me bust through those fears. That's awesome. Yeah, I would say you're somebody who's always on this like upward or leveling up kind of trajectory where you're wanting to better yourself, learn new things. Like you're like a perpetual student, which, my brother used to call me, oh, you're just a career student. You're just going to hide in school and never get a real job. And I'm like, leave me alone. But I think a lot of it was because I didn't know what I want to be when I grew up. And I'm 41, and he told me this when I was like 25, 26, 27, 28. I'm 41, and I'm still like, am I doing what I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life? I don't know. But I love being a perpetual student of life. I love it. Yeah. And it can feel hurtful when someone says that because then you almost like start to believe it. And you're like, well, am I hiding from the workforce because I don't want to work? No, that wasn't my case at least. And I'm pretty sure that's not your case either, that you don't want to work. You just want to be passionate about what you're doing. You don't want to just work any old job and feel the soul being sucked from your bones as you go to work every day and hate every second of it. I think we all deserve to have a job that we can't wait to put our feet on the ground and hop out of bed every morning and go to that job. If our job isn't like that, and it doesn't have to be the most exciting job, but just the sense of purpose and maybe the people, the customers, the clients, whatever it is. We all, I think, deserve to have that driving force in our careers or our jobs or even our passions. I think we all deserve to have a job that at least fits the bill as far as our passion and motivations go. Yeah. Yeah, you want to get paid to help people. Yeah, you love helping people, so why not get paid for it, right? I mean, I see nothing wrong with that. Aw, I'm so glad, Kirsten. Big hugs to you. We are all rooting for you that you figure out 1, 2, 3, 4, however many things you want to do. But again, we kind of have to start with one and then build upon that usually. So I would say, focus on your most profound path and then build it from there. You got this. And I don't think you can make a wrong move because where your passion is leading you and taking you, Kirsten, the money will have no choice but to come in because that passion is bringing that high vibe with you and you will be paid for what you're doing. Absolutely. Yeah, so stressed because of so much on my plate. Yeah, I can totally feel that. But you know what? You got this. And it's not going to always feel like this. That's something that, back in the day when I was stressed and couldn't figure out what I wanted to do and didn't want to live at home anymore, but had no other choice really. If I could tell myself back then, hey, it's going to get better. It won't always stay better and it might get worse again, but hey, at least it's going to get better. And that's all we need is that reassurance it's going to get better. And then from there, we can take the next reins of, okay, I've hit rock bottom again. Now what do I do? Because everyone listening right now, think back on your life, those really low points, those rock bottoms, and then your really, really high points, those peaks, and everything in between. You've always come back and you've always come back down. It's just a guarantee of life. What goes up must come down. What goes down must come back up. That is the wheel in the tarot. Nothing is going to remain. This too shall pass. Be it good, be it bad. The only thing constant is change. So we got that going for us. If things are great, they're not going to be great forever and they're going to start going down. If they're bad, they're going to start going back up and it's just going to keep on keeping on until we have ascended this reality. So that's the good news. And it's also the bad news about what we're doing here on this planet, right? But we're all in good company because everybody else is got the same dynamic. We're not special that we have everything going wrong right now and then eventually everything will be going right and then it'll be going back wrong again. Yeah, that's the nature of this beast here that we are riding upon in this realm. Lippo's lithomancy, what are you doing here? Hello. Welcome, welcome. Are you making your return to YouTube? Or are you just popping in to say hi? Because I'm sure this is like the spooky season, the autumn going into the winter eventually. Like this is the time I think Lupo's lithomancy, because that's when we started back in the day, was in like the fall going into the winter time. So much fun. You finally have internet again. Just missed you. Aw, well, I miss you too. Yeah, tell Lorelai I said hi. And the dog and the kid, the cats and blah, blah, blah. I say hi. Hey, I might be getting a new dog tomorrow. I got a new dog back in May. Did you know that much? I don't know if Taryn knew about my new dog because my dog Walter passed away in April, which I think you knew about. We got another, well, he's now 8 months old, puppy, Mr. Arthur. I don't remember if I told you. I think you knew. I think you knew that I got that dog. But I'm going tomorrow to Idaho. No, Idaho. No, Idaho. No, Idaho. Sorry. To look at this sweet little filly. Yes, she is so cute. Look at her. And her name is Lyra, of all names, which is like the planet I feel like I resided most farthest back in this whole thing. Starseed, you know, all the fun things. But yeah, I've had the hardest time finding the female dog. When we found Arthur, I found him. That was it. We went up to meet him. It was a love connection. We brought him home. Happily ever after. Oh, it was Black Dog Day. I remember because it was my birthday. Oh, that's right. You're a Libra, aren't you? That's right. I knew your birthday was in October. I just forgot that it was the first. Well, happy belated birthday. And yeah, so we found Arthur. Like, I wasn't even looking, but I was looking, but I was like, well, if I don't find anything, I'm not going to be heartbroken because are we really ready for another dog? And then Arthur crossed my path online and I'm like, oh my gosh. Oh, we got to get him. And then we did. And I've had the hardest time. I've had no less than 3 other dogs. Now this 4th dog. One is a green light as far as I could go, but this one, I never showed her online yet. I was in communication. I could have her, but she's so far away. She's like 700 miles away from me, and I just can't. I can't drive that far. Yeah, so we're not gonna go that route. She's really cute though. Then the one I went and saw today is a Great Dane, and I mean, she's so cute, but she's such a big dog. She's gonna be such a big dog, and we just really don't have the room for such a big dog. I mean, she's already bigger than Arthur, and she's half his age. But she's so cute. She really is cute. But the one I'm going to see tomorrow is probably going to be on the smaller end of large for dogs. So I'll know when I meet her. I'll know when I meet her tomorrow. Well, hey, I am giving away a reading right now, because I think we have completed all of our donation readings. I'm like in dog heaven over here. I'm gonna stop the whole dog thing. Oh no, wait, we have Marlene V. So let's do Marlene's reading real quick, and then we have one card for Marlene, and then we're gonna do our giveaway. So don't go away. If you're here, don't go away. We're gonna do our giveaway, and then right after the giveaway, anyone who was in the giveaway, we're gonna enter you in a drawing. That we're calling this the perpetual drawing. Oh, no worries, Marlene. You're totally good. I'm calling this the perpetual drawing jar because every live stream, I'm going to keep adding to it, meaning after the giveaway, everybody who wants to be entered into the drawing that participated in the giveaway will be written down and put in here. And then, say you were here 3 live streams ago, but you couldn't make today, and I drew your name tonight. Well, you still get a free 1-card pull for the drawing. The 1-card pull you win in the giveaway is a more in-depth reading. Like you literally ask the question that you want, and then I pull some cards on it. And then this will be more like when I do like a free 1-card pull at the beginning where you don't need to ask a question. We'll just ask the cards what you need to know, pull the card. I don't know, 3-sentence to 2 paragraphs long message, boom, done. So it's kind of a mini reading of my mini reading, if that makes sense. All right, Marlene, go ahead and post your question. Oh, you stepped out for most live stream. No worries, no worries. Yeah, go ahead and post your question. Yeah, we're gonna do, no matter even if we do get other donations right now, we're gonna do our giveaway next. So just you've been warned. Don't go away. You can go away after that if you want to, but if you want to get in on the giveaway and then, of course, the drawing, you don't want to go away yet. All right. Marlene wants to know any messages from my guides. Are they having trouble getting through to me? I'm hearing that they're getting through loud and clear, but this makes sense. It's just that maybe distraction-wise, there's a lot going on in the external world, and maybe even in your head, there's a lot going on that certain signs aren't being seen, or you might even be seeing a sign or hearing a sign or thinking, oh, that might have been a sign, but then you second guess it. That's something I used to do so much. I still do it once in a while, but yeah, And it's a lot of times with signs, symbols, synchronicities, that hindsight really validates it for you. Um, yeah. So you will start to get these signs, symbols, and synchronicities like in closer succession as you need, like if it's something you really need to know. But I see for the most part, you get the guidance you need in your dream state. Even if you're like not fully remembering your dreams or they make no sense to you if you do remember them, the guidance that you need is getting through. It's just maybe residing more in the subconscious mind. And then when you need whatever guidance, it will be available to you. So there's really no way you can. I mean, you can, you know, I used to joke that my spirit guides were always mad at me because I would either willingly ignore what they were trying to say, or um, I would just do what I wanted anyway. Um, but now I see that was me rebelling against outside interference in my energy field and in my spirit. So I would say that that might even be part of what's going on with you is there might be too many energies trying to get through to you, or and not just like in a loving, benign way, but they might have their own agendas. Since I've completely cut off all and any and all spirit guides that are not my true spirit, my own essence, and I've even cut off. This might sound cold and harsh. I've even cut off like energies of my crossed over loved ones, my friend John. I've cut Kurt Cobain. I've cut it all off. If they want to get a message to me, they're gonna have to go through my true spirit that exists outside this matrix. Because so many of, you know, uh, us that pass away, we think, oh, when I pass away, the veil will lift and I will be all knowing. Doesn't quite work that way because we're still trapped in the matrix, in the snow globe here. Soul trap, whatever you want to call it. I'm sure there are ways to get out. I don't know that I've found a way yet, or maybe, I don't know. I don't know for sure. But let's just say your best wisdom and advice would come by setting the intention to connect. If it is specific guides or crossover loved ones, like if I do really want to talk to my grandma, I will connect to her true spirit that exists outside this matrix. So it's like the very purest essence of her that may not have her same personality, though. That's where it doesn't maybe feel exactly like that grandma or that uncle or that friend that passed away, but you're getting the truest essence of it because it's not tainted by even like a shade, which would be a spirit that's pretending to be a loved one or a celebrity or what have you. But now that we've established all that, yeah, you're getting the messages loud and clear, but you're just not, and again, this is not you being called out. This is basically that you don't need all that noise to come through and get you messages, because you can get those messages directly from your own spirit. And that's actually going to be your best word of advice to follow, would be from your own spirit anyway. You know, you can get advice and validation and guidance from guides and crossed over loved ones, and that's fine. But as far as your true north in life, Marlene, and anybody listening, it would be to get that information from your true spirit. And there might even be some financial wisdom or advice coming through your true spirit. And again, when I say true spirit, I mean that untainted part of ourself that exists outside this matrix, that's uncontrolled by whatever it is that's controlling this planet. It's uncontrolled, it's unharnessed, it's wild and free. And that's your best wisdom. But tuning into your own spirit is where you're going to get your best advice for your future, for your any financial moves you're making, any opportunities that are coming in. Your spirit will let you know in advance, so you're not going to miss anything that's meant to be. You're not going to miss anything. And that's where I love the fact we're using the after tarot for this hanged man energy, where you're thinking, well, I'm missing things. I must be, because I don't even feel like they're talking to me, or I'm getting the memo. You're being fed very meticulously what you need to know when you need to know it. Again, even if it's just kind of bumping around in your subconscious mind, when you need that information, it will be available. So don't feel like you're missing anything, or you're not doing it right, or anything like that. I think with meditation, it's best to sort through the noise instead of quieting the mind. Yeah, sometimes that is. I have a Gemini moon, monkey mind. Let's just put it that way. And a lot of times those like invasive or intrusive thoughts are not even you. They're not even you at all. It's a lot of entity interference, a lot of even picking up the collective consciousness. Like if there's a big news story about, I don't know, the thing that happened today, the big news alert, and all the conspiracy theorists came out of the woodwork to say, turn off your phones, put them in a Faraday cage, don't participate, don't consent. We can go down these roads, but I that wasn't even on my radar today. And then I'm scrolling, uh, YouTube, and someone's like, "Be prepared. They're sending out that alert today." And then now it's in my consciousness. But the same thing happens with your thoughts. You might just get this boom, just crashes into you, invasive thought from the collective. It's not even an entity trying to harvest your energy. It's a lot of times it can be. It can be. Yeah, that was you. I don't blame you. I just didn't personally this time look enough into it to even know to make any difference about caring about it or not. But the last time they did it, I want to say it was in 2021. I like turned my phone off. I left my phone like away from me. Like I went into the whole thing. But today I'm driving to go look at that dog and it goes off and I'm like, oh, okay, this is happening right now. Okay. And I just stopped the alert and continued driving. Yeah. But as far as all that goes, you want to get to the source of your best information coming through, Marlene. The best bet is to tune into your true spirit. And like Ethan says, even if it is hard for you to sort through all the monkey mind, sometimes just allowing things to, we can kind of go down rabbit holes even in our own mind about certain things. You can do that if you feel it's relevant to your situation. But if it's a thought that's just there and you feel like you can allow it to pass away like a cloud, you can do that. Yeah, it's very interesting. It's almost like you're taking charge or taking control of your own guidance, your own wisdom. And again, I think it's just because you are just connecting directly to your own spirit. And it's not to say you can't have external help from guides and passed over loved ones and what have you. But your best bet, think of it just even as you in your life. You can rely on the help of your parents and your friends and your children, both for a source of joy and connection and happiness. But if you don't have that joy and connection and happiness and support from your own self, life's going to be difficult. So, and this is the very same thing with like spirit teams. If you're not connected to your own spirit, it's going to be very difficult to find a commonality or connection with guides and everything. But as you really hone that connection to your own spirit, you're just going to feel or find that you don't need all that other external stuff coming in all the time. And, especially when I first had this, as I call it, awakening from the awakening, it was kind of a hard pill to swallow because I had relied so heavily on, like, I couldn't even make a move in my life without being like, hey, spirit guide, is this the best move? Well, the spirit guide says yes, but this one says do this other thing. And now I'm thoroughly confused and my intuition has gone completely out the door. But since I've said away, 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 I love you maybe, and I don't want you in my life ever again, whatever, to certain ones, Archangel Michael, top of the list, goodbye, out of here, never again. But as I just connected to my own true spirit that exists outside this matrix, and yes, I say that almost every time because I want to make sure I'm setting the proper intentions to connect only to the true source of who I am, not this matrix construct or even the soul. The soul is also a matrix construct. But when we connect to the truest, untainted, purest essence of who we are, that's when we're going to get the best of everything that our own spirit has to offer. And we're just going to cut a lot of the external noise. So I think that just might be something you're doing is cutting a lot of the external noise. Not to say I'll never connect to this crossover loved one or that spirit guide again, but just really coming home to yourself and going within. A lot of spiritual circles do say go within, but people are still constantly going without, meaning you're asking this person advice or that spirit guide, and we're still putting a lot of it outside of ourselves. But when you really get connected to your true spirit, it's almost like you don't even have to even use your brain to sit and think about, do I do this? Do I do that? you just know. It's just a knowing that really becomes developed. But like any muscle that gets developed, we have to work that muscle. We have to practice. We have to work it out, right? Um, but I see you maybe just working harder on just connecting to your true source of who you are. And, um, especially if it's new to you and you don't know how, I guess the easiest little exercise you could do is just put both hands on your heart and just kind of feel your heart beating through your hands. You can close your eyes if that helps you focus better, or you can leave them open and focus on like an object or a candle flame or whatever resonates most. And just really tune in and just connect and set the intention to connect to your truest essence of who you are, your true spirit that exists outside any man-made or false construct. And even if you just hear white noise for a while, eventually you will start to get, if it's not a feeling, it might be a knowing or a flash of a picture or an idea. We all have different gifts that materialize in different ways. So it's not going to be exactly the way that I get my wisdom from my, spirit, or the way that Banana Anna S gets hers, or Lupo's Lithomancy gets theirs, so it's going to be a practice, right? Build that muscle by practicing. So I think the biggest message coming through is just to practice connecting to your truest essence. Well, let's just see, because Marlene's question here kind of turned into a group effort, a group, I don't know if it's a lecture. I don't think it's a lecture, but just a group informational. Let's call it that. But let's get some very clear advice for Marlene. Anything else she needs to know. Yeah. And look, the person's meditating and they're feeling challenge and disharmony in the connection, or just feeling like disconnected, right? Or disharmonious with their true essence. So snakes to me, they can have a very negative connotation, but I always like to see the positive of most things that I try to look into. But the positive is about healing. Snakes are healing. I think in this depiction is trying to indicate Kundalini awakening, Kundalini energy. If that's something that resonates, that's fine. But really at the heart of this is about healing, or feeling the disconnection, or feeling like you're broken because you can't connect. We could never not be connected because it's who we are. In the most pure and untainted, not even having a body to encase that energy, it is who we are. So we can never be disconnected from it. We can maybe think we're disconnected or feel disconnected, but we never could physically, maybe, I don't know, probably not, but like we could never not be who we truly are on the deepest level, or feel, we can feel disconnected, but we never actually are. I know that's such a hard concept for me to even put into words, so I hope you're picking up when I'm laying down. But let's just see anything else Marlene needs to know. Okay, we got 2 that fell. So first off, we have 7th house and love partnership, and Uranus, change and new beginnings. So there might be, this I think is a completely side message from what we've already tuned into. Yeah, for sure, this is definitely a different message. So there might be some big changes and new beginnings coming to the way you show up in your marriage, and the way your marriage partner shows up in your marriage with you, and the way you relate to each other, and any business deals or contracts you have with other people. But these changes to me feel good. They don't feel like anything's blowing up or going bad, turning south. No, these are new beginnings. These are good changes. These are exciting changes. Yeah, so good stuff coming in. Yeah, I used to feel more connected and just more mentally centered, and that's why I know I just need to clear my mind and see clearer. Yeah, and kind of like we were talking about in our collective reading today at the beginning of the live stream, a lot of times that, like, the EMF frequencies that are just everywhere. I mean, if you live in a house, which most of us live in a dwelling, most of us, not all of us maybe, but most of us, I think, do live in a dwelling that has internet and power and, appliances that put off these frequencies that just aren't very harmonious to the human body, and that can make us feel very mentally uncentered, mentally just scatterbrained or brain fog. And we did tune in at the beginning of the live stream during the collective about grounding ourselves in nature, and that really will bring a lot of clarity. That, I mean, it almost sounds too easy. Just walk outside for 15 minutes, half hour, just take a walk around the block to get some clarity. but it works like a charm. Especially if you're not distracted. It used to be for a while, I couldn't even go for a walk if I was by myself. I couldn't go for a walk without listening to music. But lately, I've just put the headphones away and just allow me to hear the squirrels chittering at each other in the tree, or the birds, and the dogs barking as you walk by, and the cars driving by. Like, just hear it and feel it and be in it. Yeah. Oh, he slips on a grounding mat that you got him. With it's a while science. Oh, I might be misreading what you're saying there, but yeah, I had a grounding sheet for like 2 years, I think, and then our dog Walter snagged it, and then I kept thinking, oh, I'm gonna get a new one. I'm gonna get a new one. It's a whole science. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I had the book Earthing. I can't remember who wrote it, but it's the guy that like first patented or created those grounding mats, those earthing mats, and then they started making sheets and all of the things. And I had the sheets for like 2 years, and then Walter snagged it, and then it wasn't working anymore. And I still have the grounding cord that plugs in, but I need to get rid of because I don't still have the grounding sheet. But I keep saying, oh, I'm going to get a new one. And then I never did. And it's been like a year and a half, I think, since that was no longer on my bed. So yeah, that's a good reminder for me to get another one of those, especially coming into a more cold season and eventually winter here. I definitely love to be on a grounding sheet in the winter because I can feel that connection to the earth without freezing my toes off outside. Right? All right. So I know I took a little longer with Marlene but I don't feel it was just for Marlene. I think it was for all of us. There was a lot of information that came through that I think a lot of us could have benefited from. So let's get into our giveaway. I told you not to go away. Did you go away? Well, if you went away, you're SOL, because now those of you that are here, you're going to benefit. So here we go. If you've never been part of the giveaway before, I'm going to run through. There's really no rules, but here's the directions, I guess. Yay, Brandy and Lynn's here. What was it? When was the last time we were live? Friday. Linda guessed it her first guess. The second guess out of the gate, she guessed it. But here's what we're doing. Yay, Lupo's Lithomancy's here. Let's get you a win. Let's win you a birthday reading. Manifest it right now. Okay. So here we go. These are the directions. So I'm going to shuffle this tarot deck, and even starting right now, you can start yelling out, what card am I going to draw out of the tarot deck? If you know it, your way around a tarot, even if you don't know the meanings of the cards, we all know there's a 7 of Pentacles and a whatever. So there's Pentacles, there's Wands, there's Swords, and there's Cups. There's also all the major arcana, and there's the Court cards. So start guessing or using your intuition to determine which one is either going to be selected, yes, or fly out of the deck. Ooh, okay. We've got a card. And if it takes us a while and we're not getting it, I'll narrow it down. So just start guessing. That's how you win the reading. That's how you win the giveaway. You got to guess the correct tarot card. Difficult, but yet not. Simple, but not easy. I just contradicted myself there. All right, so I don't see it yet, but I'm still at the top. So let me start scrolling. I love how this thing just jumps. I want it to scroll very slowly, steadily. Let's work together here, chat. Let's do it. Okay. Not seeing it yet. A lot of good guesses, though. A lot of good guesses. Okay. Let me just, for sake of, okay. All right. We're going to narrow it down. It is a pentacle. So you can start Ace of Pentacles all the way through 10. And then you got your page, your knight, your king, your queen, king, whatever. All of those are up for grabs. It's a pentacle card. What is it? What is it? Who got it? Who got it? Okay. I'm not seeing it yet, am I? I'm still scrolling up. And it's moving a little faster than normal, so I might have already missed it. I don't think I did, though. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I think I saw it. Maybe? No? Are we just not? Let's see. I think I'm losing my mind. Linda and Michelle Lynn. But Michelle Lynn guessed it first. Michelle Lynn, it is the 3 of Pentacles. It is the 3 of Pentacles. You ladies guessed it right at the same time too, pretty much. So it might be in reverse order for you. In the chat, let me know if Linda had guessed it before Michelle on your guys' end, and I'll honor that. But if you see Michelle then Linda guessing 3 of Pentacles, then we'll give it to Michelle because she's who got it on my end anyway. Okay. So yes, congratulations to Michelle. And it's Michelle's birthday month as well. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure it was Michelle Lynn who had also an October birthday. We had Dr. Lupo. We have Pika Lee, whose birthday is next week. And, oh yeah, that's right. It was yesterday, the 3rd. That's right. So happy belated birthday to Michelle. So look at that. We did give away birthday reading, but not to Dr. Lupo, whose birthday was on the 1st. Yay. All right, Michelle, we'll go ahead and put your question out and we'll get right into it for you. And while you're coming up with your question, anybody who wants to be in our drawing, put the number 888 in the chat and I will write your name down on a piece of paper. First have to cut these little guys down to size so we have enough paper, the right size for everybody who wants to be included. Did not do the best job, but hey, nobody's critiquing my cutting skills, are they? Are they? Probably not. Okay. Oops, I made that one a little small. Oh well. Oh well. Okay. So we have some people wanting to be put into this drawing, and then we will do Michelle Lynn's question right after I write all these out and draw the name. So if you win the drawing, we're gonna do Michelle Lynn's question, then the drawing right after that. Okay? Okay. All right. So Ethan is the first 888. So fell star for Ethan. Proof that I am putting it into our perpetual giveaway jar over here. And next I see Brandy Lynn. It's really hard to hold these down and write on them because they're so small. All right. Brandy Lynn. Boom. Okay. Next we have Michelle Lynn. Oh wait, no. She didn't put an 888, but she said thanks, Linda. So Banana Anna S, 888. And Michelle Lynn, you can also put an 888. Even though you won the giveaway, you can still be entered in the drawing. We have yet to have someone win the giveaway in the drawing in the same live stream, but hey, it could be a first tonight. Who knows? Okay, so Banana Anna S. S. Oh, it's so hard to write and hold the paper down at the same time. There we go. Okay, Linda H. Linda H. Okay. Linda H. Come on, hold. You can do it. Okay. And next we have Marlene. Boom. Marlene. Okay. And Michelle Lynn. Anyone else that wants to be entered in our drawing, even if you didn't guess in the giveaway, we will still honor it. Put an 888 in the chat if you're listening right now and you want to be put in the drawing to win a free 1-card pull right after our giveaway. I'm going to draw it real soon, though, before the giveaway question, which she has her question up. Awesome. Michelle Lynn. Michelle Lynn. Hold still. Paper. Michelle Lynn. So, I'll give you guys about 10 seconds to get your 888 out there before I draw a name. You want your name in the drawing to win, so you got to put an 888 in the chat. I'm being a weirdo now. Okay. Let's see. Anyone else? Anyone else? Lupus Little Mancy! I knew you were still here. Okay. Lupo. Just moved on me. Lupo's lithomancy. And here's the beauty of this. Here's the beauty of this. You need not be present to win the drawing, because I don't need a question from you to be able to get you a message, because it's just like a free quick wild card pull that you're winning. So I call it the perpetual drawing jar, because I will leave these names in here until we just don't have no more room, and then I'll put it in a bigger vessel until we have no more room, and then eventually we might stop doing this, who knows. But at least for the foreseeable future, your name will be in here. Even if it's 6 live streams from now, 3 weeks from now, if I do 2 live streams a week and I draw, say, Lupo's lithomancy, just come. Even if you can't come to every live stream, I don't expect anyone to be able to do that. That's blasphemous. That's crazy. So all you would have to do is maybe just click on the live stream video once it's posted and check the comments. I will leave a timestamp and say who the winner was if they were not present. So if you were not here and you want to see if you won the drawing, you can just click on my most recent video, or however many you've missed, because it's not going anywhere. It's going to be there until YouTube says get out of here, and then I'll have to get out of here. But at least for now, it'll be there. You can check back and see if you won. So you need not be present to win the drawing. So here we go. I was going to put it away, but no. Here we go. And the winner is, for tonight's drawing, Julianne Brooks. And it was actually her idea that I timestamp it so they won't miss out if they weren't present. So she's not here right now, but hopefully she'll come back to this live stream and click on it to see that she won. But that's the thing, I can't. If you're not a regular here, you may not know you can do that and may never come back. Who knows? Your message may just be screaming into the void for all we know. But hey, I think whoever needs to win is going to win, and that's just what it is. So congrats to Julianne. But I will timestamp hers when the time is right. So let's go ahead and get into Michelle Lynn's question. 1 card pull. Yeah. Oh, if I tag her, she should see it in her notifications. Oh, that's an idea. So I put her name here. Yeah, because I'm making sure to write down people's usernames as they appear here. So that's awesome. Thanks for that heads up on that. I will do just that, Brandy Lynn. Thank you. All right. So Michelle Lynn wants to know what she can expect end of this year in love. All right. Let's tune in for Michelle Lynn. End of this year in love. Right. Ooh, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So I think you're putting yourself out there. And not just like in an online kind of way. This feels very physical. So you're either making more of an effort to be out and about in the community. And this doesn't mean you have to go on all these dates or be at places where you meet people in that capacity. You could be out at the grocery store. You could be at work. You could be, just somewhere. You could even be in your own front yard for all we know. It's just about getting out, maybe possibly in nature, going on some walks. If you live in an area that it's kind of sketchy or shady to just go on a walk, as a woman, just by yourself, that's a real fear in some places. See if you can find a walking buddy or something like that. But Queen of Pentacles is about being able to establish something. The seeds are there. It's just about taking the actions to plant the seed, water the seed, fertilize the soil the seed is in. Give yourself... I mean, this is not a bad card to get when you're asking about love for the rest of the year. There might even be a female in your life, a feminine energy that is telling you, hey, I have this really great person that you got to get to know. And that person that you might be meeting might be either a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. We've got a lot of earthy vibes with this Queen of Pentacles here. Or the person that tells you about a possible person that they think would be great for you. This female friend or coworker or even a family member could be, might have some Taurus placement specifically is really what I'm getting here. But if not Taurus, other earth energy would be Virgo, Capricorn. Let's see. Anything else? Yeah, you have a great night, Brandy Lynn. Thanks for hanging out. We may or may not see everybody Friday, depending if I get the dog. And even if I did get the dog, maybe the dog's fine and I can put her in the crate. She'll be fine. I don't know. So Friday's still up in the air if we're going live or not. But I will make an announcement if we're not. If you don't hear from me between now and Friday, we're probably good. Anyway, back to Michelle Lynn's question. All right. Wow. So there might be some competition here, or maybe what I'm really getting with this is like a vibe of like some sort of sports event. So I don't know if you have any kind of sporting event to go to, or maybe you can make a plan to go to some sort of sporting event. You might even be, I don't know, going on a date to a sporting event, or maybe meeting someone at a sporting event, or I don't know, something like this. Very in the mix. Or we could take this more, I don't know, figuratively, I think that's the right word, where you're just inserting yourself out more, or you're making more of an effort to be places where you could meet people. Or just letting the universe know, hey, I'm ready, get in the mix. I'm ready to get in the mix here. But whatever intentions you're setting, make sure you're very focused and setting your intention, because where you aim and draw back to shoot, that arrow is moving forward at a quick rate of speed. We have the 8 of Wands, which is the fastest. Yes, absolutely, Crazy Tempest. We're still here. I could probably do one more and we should be good. Yeah. Or however many you want. 1 or 2, 3, whatever. Yeah. So quick rate of speed here. And this to me feels like this person, there's a lot of passion here. You know, the Wands are very spiritual, but also very physically like passionate, or there's like a physical like affection or connection, or attraction, physical attraction. So that at the very least, if you're not in a relationship by the end of the year, there might be someone catching your eye, or someone has their eye on you. Very, very cool. Let's just see words of advice, wisdom that need to come through. Anything else for Michelle Lynn before we close out? Rest of the year. Love life. Ooh. Again, out and about vibes. You might, again, this person might come into your work, and I think we had tuned into that type of energy before, that you might possibly see this person at work, or they had noticed you while at work, but maybe they didn't go up and ask you out or anything, but they had been there. Maybe you were doing something off to the side and you didn't notice them, but they noticed you. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting right now. So that way back in the day, I think we had tuned into that fact. This could be happening by the end of the year. Yeah. Thank you. Yes, she looks like a fun time. So hopefully we everything works out if it's meant to be. I don't want it to work out if it's not meant to be. So if it's meant to be, fingers crossed, everything goes off without a hitch, and we get to bring another awesome dog into the family. The last dog. Family complete. Mic drop. Seacrest out. I just feel very uneasy knowing our family's not quite complete, right? So yeah, good vibes. As long as you're putting yourself out there, or setting the intention, making the effort to meet someone, you know, again, could be at the gym, could be at work. There could be something with just the fact that while you're at work, maybe this person doesn't potentially walk into your work, but while you're at work, you get an idea for somewhere to go. And then you follow through, take action, and go to that place. But that idea or that epiphany might occur to you while you're at work. Yeah. Or, again, too, if you do decide to switch jobs between now and the end of the year, you could meet this person at work as well. A lot of ways we can interpret what we had coming through. So, right quick, we're going to do our drawing. Julianne. Okay. Julianne has won the drawing tonight, so we're going to just do her drawing. So 2/23/25 timestamp for Julianne Brooks. You won our giveaway. Well, not the giveaway, but the drawing after our giveaway. Remember, your name was put in the drawing after the giveaway when you had mentioned to me, Julianne, that I could just timestamp the reading and then the person would get their message and they wouldn't have to be present to get the message. So thanks for that heads up on that. And because of your heads up, you're now getting your timestamp. And Brandy Lynn had told me that I can tag you and it will show up in your notifications. So hopefully, Julianne, this all works out, that you get your reading. And it's not just shouted into the void. Julianne Brooks. All right. So here is your one card pull. If you have a specific question in mind, you can keep that in mind. You might want to pause it though. Since you're not here, you can do that. When you're live, you can't really pause it. I mean, I guess you can. Then you'd be a few seconds behind the live. But yeah, since you're not here that I know of, you can pause this if you want to think of a question. But if you just want to kind of leave it open to whatever, we'll leave it open to whatever. But this is what you need to know or what needs to come through as far as the quick one card pull. The Empress. So I heard pregnant with possibility. So you don't literally have to be pregnant, Julianne, for this message to still resonate. You're pregnant with potential, pregnant with possibility. There might be some seeds of new ideas that you're ready to move forward with. Or if you've already planted those seeds, you're ready and waiting for them to sprout from the surface so that you can really start something that's going to feel very fulfilling to you very soon. If you do already have children or, people in your life that feel like your own kids, this could just be spending some quality time with your children or reaching out to them. Could even be nieces and nephews. But if you do have your own children, this could be even gathering of the children. If there's some sort of event or birthday or anniversary where you can gather all the children around if they don't live at home, or if they do, just gather around, do something fun together, if that's a possibility. But yeah, there's a lot of very like reaping what you've sown in a good way, like harvesting, hard work paying off, all that fun stuff coming up for you very soon. And I would say over the next 3 months, you're very fertile with new ideas, abundance, potential for abundance more than just random abundance to come in. But if it's abundance that's coming to you, it's usually with this as an indication or a result of your past hard work. But keep up the good work because there's some good things rolling in as a result of past efforts. And of course, present moment, you can plant some new seeds. And then in the future, those efforts will bloom and blossom and then become the abundance that you're going to reap at a later time. All right, Julianne, hope you got your message. You'll have to let me know in the comment that you got your message just so I have that peace of mind that you got your message. All right. So Crazy Tempest. Sorry, the PayPal app updated it. Well, let me put in a decimal. Oh, that's okay. You're good for it. Yes, I totally get it. So I think you're good. So as far as all this goes, Crazy Tempest, go ahead and post your question. Oh no, you have it in PayPal, so we're good. Don't worry about it. Question is, how are things coming along with Brooke and mine friendship? And what can I do to help keep it positive? Okay, I love it. I love the energy here. All right, and then we have Mona. Mona has donated as well. So let me update our list. Mona, aka Rosie. Hi, Rosie. Hi, Mona. Yes. Oh, sorry, Jamie. I swear to God, I'm not ignoring you. I see here you're asking. Yes, we did do the giveaway and we did our drawing as well. So you just narrowly missed it. We did it right before. The one I just did, Julianne's message, was the drawing winner, and then right before that we did Michelle Lynn. She won the giveaway tonight. 3 of Pentacles energy. And the working together with the 3 of Pentacles, which I didn't mention, Michelle, if you're still here, part of your message. Hopefully she's still here. Maybe she's not. But just so you know, the 3 of Pentacles part of your message is, I think, working together with others to, have this person come about in your life. So again, a friend suggesting to you, hey, I know this guy, or, a coworker saying, hey, I saw that guy looking at you, or it's like a group effort in a way, or it's because of one person's actions or something they say that sparks an idea. It's like a group effort to get your love life on and popping by the end of the year. Oh, good. You're still here. Yay. I'm glad I could deliver the rest of that message. All right. So let's see for Brooke and Crazy Tempest relationship and what she can do to keep things positive. Full read for Crazy Tempest. Ooh, yeah. I can totally see you might have some anxiety. And this to me feels like it might be coming from a past friendship, a past relationship you had with a female friend that just didn't work out, or you went your separate ways. It might have, to me, it feels like if there wasn't some big blow up, it was maybe a series of little things that just added up that really hurt your feelings. And maybe in effect, you hurt her feelings as well. And again, this is past energy. It feels more distant past than more recent past. So I would say at least 5+ years ago, if this is like, it could even have been like high school or even middle school. It feels more distant past than recent for sure, though. So there could have been a lot of anxiety that you built up around like certain female connections just feel like they're either jealous or you don't feel you can really vibe with females. You probably get along better with males. There's always snide comments, or you just don't feel you can open up and be vulnerable for fear of gossip or, this, not just Brooke, but any female, uh, based on past female connections you've had. I'm not saying every single female friendship you've had has ended this way, but there might have been at least two. I see at least two that, again, even if you just kind of had a falling out, kind of went your separate ways, it wasn't a big blow up. It just, like, there was something lacking emotionally. You didn't feel like they had your back. But as far as Brooke goes, to me, she feels like there's more of an intuitive connection between the two of you. It's like you both know the right thing to say, and not like in a manipulative way. This to me feels like just playing on each other's energy. Like she knows when, and again, if this isn't quite how your connection is now, it's where you're moving, where you're evolving into, where she can almost just sense you're having a bad day. So she pays you a compliment, or, you feel like she's been stressed out at work, so you like offer to buy her lunch and just make her feel good. Like there's just these little ways, big and little ways, that you both kind of show up in the friendship to let the other one know that you care, that you're thinking about her, that she means something to you, that you have her back. And I think that's very important both for you and for Brooke, because we're asking about a relationship here, and it doesn't have to be romantic, to have this mirror effect kind of energy. Because really any relationship we are in is like a mirror to our own strengths and our own weaknesses, our own shadow, our own anxiety can be reflected in any and every relationship we have. So she herself, Brooke, might also have anxiety surrounding female friend connections because she might have been also burned in the past in female friendships, felt left out, felt, talked about behind her back, things like this. And even if she or you never really had real proof of it, you just felt like, I felt like things were going great, and then this friend just kind of walked away. Like, what did I do? That could have been, again, a thing of the past. But it's going to be really worth it to go out on a limb, or take that leap of faith in this newer friendship connection you have with Brooke, because you both have this like pure essence of just wanting to have a friend, just wanting to have that close connection, wanting to have some support with somebody. And even if, again, you don't have to know each other's complete life story to be able to start feeling a bit vulnerable with each other and feeling like you can have this sense of trust and almost like camaraderie between the two of you. Maybe even bonding on past, talking about past friendships that didn't work out, and, bonding on ways that you can strengthen your relationship so that doesn't happen. Yeah. So let's see, anything else that needs to come through about positive ways, or ways to keep things positive with Brooke and Crazy Tempest. Yeah, even just reaching out at random times through the day and, saying, hey, I'm thinking about you. How's it going? Yeah, it's like you guys are both on a whole new trajectory with friendships, or, certain cycles that you were experiencing in past friendships or connections. You're not having to go down those same roads in this connection. It feels like you hit the jackpot or you hit the lottery with this friend, because it just feels like you have each other's backs. Like that's something you can't really put a price on as far as friendship. So she feels like one of those types of friendships, or, if it's not there yet, eventually it will be. You both feel for each other. This is a type of friendship you just can't put a price on. You couldn't have found someone better. You are very well suited. You are different enough that it keeps your relationship interesting, but you have enough commonalities that you can really go in on like deep conversations about things. All right, anything else that need to come out about this friendship? Keeping things positive. Yeah, there's just a lot of emotional contentment and fulfillment that you two get while you hang out, while you text each other, while you send each other funny memes, or however it is that you vibe together. There's just a lot to gain, and you might even bring new friendships into the fold eventually as well. or create some sort of club or community effort of some kind. Could be like a book club or a gaming club, or just some sort of common interest that you're building some sort of community around. Um, that could have even, I don't know, been the way you met her, or again, there's some element of community surrounding, if not how you started out, how you will progress in the friendship or relationship. Let's see, anything else that needs to come through. But yeah, this is like a once in a lifetime type of friendship. These types of friends don't come around every day. So I would say, even if both of you are a bit gun shy as far as, feeling vulnerable, feeling you can share even like the less desirable parts of yourself with this friend, um, you know, you can eventually evolve into knowing you can trust her, she can trust you, and it's not something that you have to like, dump all your secrets and vulnerabilities and fears on each other overnight. You don't have to do that. And in fact, I would say just allow things to build up naturally, because they will. Yeah, no, they don't come around every year, or every year, every day. Right? They don't. Anything else? Okay. So yeah, we're kind of just now getting to in repetitive territory, but yeah, I think you both really wanted a friend like this, and it's like you came into each other's lives at just like the perfect time, and also with this very balanced energy here. Again, you, not one of or the other of you feels like I'm the one always paying for lunch, or I'm the one always having to carry the conversation, or I always have to call you first. It feels very balanced, where it's like a give and a take, and a take and a give, and a give and a, like it's almost effortless in a way. If it doesn't feel that way yet, again, you're building towards something that just feels very in the flow, very natural, very dynamic as well. That you don't have to work really hard to like pretend to care, because you actually do care. So it's not even going to be about pretending, or wishing you could be better or they could be better. It's just going to start to really evolve naturally, and you're going to become two peas in a pod if you're not there already. Eventually, just taking time to reach out to each other, to spend time together, to oh, do you guys maybe not live in the same town? If you do live in the same town, this could even indicate like fun road trip vibes. But if you do live at a distance, maybe some of your friendship is, or most of your friendship is more online, or, texting, calling, that kind of communication. Oh, 5 hours away. Okay, this makes sense now. So I would say just make it a priority once in a great while, however often you decide, to travel to each other so that you can be in person. Um, that could really strengthen the bond even more. Um, and eventually, one or the other of you might move closer to the other. So keep that in mind. That might happen. Or crazy tempest, if you're kind of going to be living the like van life, maybe you're just kind of going to hang out up her way so you guys can hang out a lot. Something like that. Yeah. But at the heart of this card, it's always about success and fun vibes and road trip vibes for sure. Oh, Jamie, I saw you asked a question. Let me see here. Yeah, possibility. Well, I hope that resonated. That sounds like a great friendship. And if it's not as developed as this is tuning into, this is just letting you know, it's building to this. If this is not what it is already, it's building. So just keep building and keep chipping away at conversation and getting to know each other. And yeah, beautiful stuff. As long as you both have a pure heart and pure intention for this friendship, I really do see you being able to have a really long friendship with this Brooke, for sure. All right, so Jamie wanted to know, I had a weird medium reading last night and it left me feeling strange. Do you feel like I need to do a small reading tonight? I know that's a weird question, sorry. Aw, no worries. Let's just pull a card just to see what's going on. You don't have to book a reading or anything. Let's just see, because I'm curious now. I want to see what's going on here. It's weird because I mentioned shades earlier, and shades are like entities that they may not specifically have a nefarious agenda, but they see an opportunity to cause a bit of havoc and then they take it. If not to feed off your personal energy, just to maybe cause a little bit of drama, just so they have something fun to do. Um, if you did get a mediumship reading and it felt like the loved one that you were getting connected to didn't feel right, or the message that came through didn't feel right, most likely you weren't, this medium wasn't in communication with your actual loved one, if that's the case. Or if it was you doing the reading, let me reiterate here. There could have been just a trickster energy coming through if you were the one. Yeah, so just clarify, let me know, were you the one doing the mediumship reading, or was some medium bringing through? Because I don't see that it's the medium's fault at all. If it wasn't you, or if it was you, it wasn't the medium's fault. It to me felt like a trickster energy. Again, I don't feel like there was any like nefarious agenda here, but it just saw an opportunity to have a little fun. But as far as any messages that came through that kind of left you feeling strange, let's tune into that energy. Yeah, it didn't hit the right emotional notes for you. And again, it's like too many cooks in the kitchen. So either the messages coming through were very mixed and almost in like resistance to each other, or the message coming through resisted you, meaning it didn't resonate. It was more of a resistance. So trust your intuition with that reading you got. If it didn't feel right, don't claim it as yours. You don't have to. I hope she heard that, because I think she might have left. No worries, Jamie. Hopefully she got that message. Because I think she's like, I gotta go. Good night. Yeah. All right. Well, I had fun, you guys. You have to go to work, or you would hang out. Well, I think you're right timing here, Crazy Tempest, because I think we're all gonna head out now, because we are 2 hours, 41 minutes, and 25 seconds into the live stream, and I don't have any other donations that I know of. No, I do. I'm a liar. We have Mona. Rosie. Rosie has donated for a reading. So what do you want to know? She sent more than the regular amount. So did you want to do with what you sent, Rosie? Do you want to do like full reading and then a quicker one card pull, or do you want to just do maybe slightly bigger reading with what you have donated here? Let me know what you want to do, and then of course post your question, Rosie, and we'll get right into it. Rosie, aka Mona, Mona, aka Rosie. And that's probably going to be the last donation I do, just because it is getting a bit late here. Let's see. Oh no, I'm totally fine to do your reading tonight. I will love to do your reading tonight, Rosie. So let me know. No, I can do whatever you want. If you want to do a slightly longer reading, because you did donate more than like the donation amount, we can just make it a bigger reading. Or if you want to do like a full reading and then ask like another like smaller question, we can do that. Whatever you want to do, I'm here for it. It's going to take me the same amount of time either way. So let me know what you want to do, and we'll do it. We'll do it. All right. Rosie wants to know love for the rest of 2023. Please and thanks. You are so welcome. All right. Let's tune in for Rosie. Tuning into Mona. Mona, Rosie, Mona. All right. Tuning in. Love for the rest of 2023. Here we go. Ooh. Very interesting, because this is not the Death card. This is the Four of Pentacles. But it's like there's an ending coming to something that you once held very near and dear, but you're here for the ending because, so this could even be like residual feelings from like a past connection, or if you're in a connection that doesn't feel right, you're deciding to end it if that's the case. But if you are single and you just maybe have, it could even be like unrequited love from your past, or a love that you had in the past that just didn't work out. You went your separate ways, but there's still feelings there, or still wounds there. Maybe you hate this person. There's something there though that you're getting rid of. You're offloading off your energy field that's actually going to open you up for a stronger connection. If this is someone you're already with, there just could be some traumas or just physical, they're spiritual, emotional, mental, all the things, but they feel almost like a physical weight on your shoulders in the love department that is lifting. So this could be cycles that you feel stuck in love, or if it's multiple people, it's almost like you feel like you're dating the same person over and over, or like everybody you were with, it's like they're almost the same person in a way. They don't have to look alike or even have the exact same personality, but it's almost like you feel like past connections have almost felt like a continuation of one long relationship been single. Okay, so this makes sense. This could be just clearing those past cycles to really set you up for a new relationship. And that's exactly what most, if not all of us, should do before we get into another commitment. Okay, so let's see anything else. Love life, the rest of 2023. Yeah, again, you're freeing yourself from, like even just at times you might feel like, well, I'm going to be single forever because are there even any good people out there? There are good people out there, and someone meant for you is out there. It's just a matter of, again, cutting the cords, or yeah, the same inside. Like that's the vibe I get. Like they're like maybe play head games, or they're immature, or they almost just sound like the same person, like just inside, but they don't look alike on the outside. Yeah, exactly what I'm trying to say. But this is really about you cutting the cords, or I like to say pulling and completely removing cords by the roots rather than cutting them, because we can then take all of that energy out and heal that area and make room for something new to come in. Yeah, dumpster fire. Oh no. Yeah, but let's just see about ways you can. It's very interesting how we have the death on the back of the deck. I think this is very fitting, because this is the after tarot, so it's what happens right after, like say the traditional Four of Pentacles. What's coming in is kind of a cleaning of the house, a removing of the old energy, and then with the Death card on the bottom, this is actually a really good thing for what you're going through and what you hope to eventually have is like a long-term, stable, committed relationship. Eventually, healthy and stable and committed and loving, without all the baggage and almost feeling like you're continuing this same relationship but in a different body. So word of advice is to clear as much of those cords and hooks and resentments, traumas, wounds, baggage that you have from any past connections, even if they weren't very long, but you still at times will think about this person and just kind of be like, ugh, clear it out. That's your main message here, is to clear that out. You're not as stuck or as desperate or as unlovable as you might think you are at times. And in fact, when you get these thoughts, if you do, these invasive thoughts about never being able to find the right one, or never being able to find love or be happy, or am I even good enough? Any of these invasive thoughts that come in are not even you. So if they do come in, just literally rebuke them, cut them off, tell them to go away. And really doing this baggage clearing basically, and yeah, dumpster fire. I like that you even put the word dumpster, because you can clear this baggage into a big dumpster and then light it on fire. That can almost be like a mental exercise you can do to clear your energy field from all this old energy that might even be hindering you from finding someone who could really be a really great connection with you. But let's just see if Rosie does do this kind of clearing of her energy field from these past connections, what she can expect in love the rest of this year as a result of doing that. There's a lot coming in. Wow. Well, love will find you if you can be able to cut these cords and these wounds. In fact, though, and I always say to take this part of a love reading with a grain of salt, because the more work you do to clear the baggage, the less future baggage that will come your way to try to test you, to be like, hey, are you sure you cleared that? Let's give you almost this exact same person yet again in a different body, just to see if you've learned those lessons, if you've cleared that baggage. So that being said, you might attract a couple of people, could even be one person that's just almost like hiding their shadiness, behind the mask of a new face, but it's the same old energy. But you're going to be celebrating because you will be able to see through it and not even entertain it to begin with, one, or two, you do start maybe seeing someone or talking to someone, but you can see the red flags, you can see the writing on the wall a mile away, and you're just kind of like, yeah, no. And so you can learn your lesson very quickly by clearing a lot of this baggage. Another way this can go, though, if the baggage clearing is kind of a slow progress or process, you might actually get into a relationship with someone and then eventually get over time learn, okay, this person's quite a lot like that other person and that other person and that other person. And then you will eventually cut that off. But if you can see these things coming a mile away because you've done your inner work, you've cleared your energy field, and you've set yourself up for a new kind of relationship, you can completely avoid dating any more, trolls or kissing any more frogs right out of the gate. So really, the rest of 2023, your love life is going to look very different if you do these things by clearing your energy, setting the intention to connect with someone who's going to benefit you and you're going to benefit them. And it's a very solid, strong connection. And again, doing this healing work, you have a lot to celebrate by the end of the year. But if you kind of want to take it slow, take it easy on the healing, it might not be more till into like 2024, maybe even into 2025 that you do find someone who's more in alignment with your true like radar. You know what I mean? So I guess the timeline on when a proper celebratory kind of connection comes into your mind, or into your mind. I mean, that you can have that come in your mind right now and start to manifest it for sure. But to come into your life, the more work you do, the faster you do it, the faster this person will come in. Any other words of wisdom and advice, guidance for Rosie in love the rest of 2023? This one flipped. Yes, good clarification, good confirmation that you will be able to clear this, because this is the sword to cut through all this old BS. I almost show up to dates with an extinguisher. Kidding. Hey, if we don't laugh, we cry, right? Because it can feel very frustrating just trying to even navigate the dating world. Like, I don't know how people do it. Personally, I've been in a relationship with my husband almost 20 years now. So not married 20 years, but like dating to now 20 years plus. Well, not plus, almost 20 years in early 2024. So I've been out of the dating game a hot minute, and my heart goes out to anybody in the dating game nowadays. It just feels like just one big wild dumpster fire, as you say. But at the same time, there's a lot of hidden gems out there as well. I do feel that, especially for you, you're going to be very clear. If you're not even sure what you want a future love relationship to look like in your life, maybe even just sitting down and writing a letter to your future person, from the perspective of the fact that you're already together. It doesn't have to include what they look like, but just the things you do together, how you feel when you're together, your first romantic connection encounter. Even if you don't write these things down, or if you do and you don't want to like leave it laying around, you can burn it or throw it away or whatever. But even just kind of running through in your mind what you and this, perfect for you partner would look like if you were to hang out, to be together, to laugh. What things would you do? What would you talk about? Just kind of think about these things, because a lot of times where your energy, your attention flows, your energy goes. And that is so true, because we can really start to see in our external reality the things that we're thinking about all the time. But the fact that you have the Ace of Swords, this is the card of truth. This is the card of clarity. So the fact you had, maybe the universe trying to test you, like, did you learn your lesson with these past people? Did you get the memo? Did you heal from that? Again, you're going to have the clarity and foresight to see that coming a mile away, so you don't have to go down another road that's going to end in a dumpster fire. Let's see. Wisdom and advice. Anything else for Rosie, aka Mona, in love the rest of this year? Anything else she needs to know? We got a lot here, a lot. Yeah, setting your intention. Like I said, setting very clear intention of exactly what you're looking for. Again, we don't have to know so much every little thing about this person, but what are the like non-negotiables in a relationship? What does this person have to, what marks does this person have to hit for you to not feel like you're settling for anything less than you deserve? Setting those very clear intention. Be gentle with yourself. This is such a self-love, self kind of healing card, especially if you are clearing your energy field of all this old energy. Nurturing yourself, loving yourself, dating yourself in the meantime, taking yourself out on dates, telling yourself you're beautiful, feeling good about yourself, really stepping up your self-love, self-care game can really help make you more attractive, not so much like physically attractive, but like magnetically attractive to those that are also taking care of themselves and maybe wanting to get into a relationship. We also have leadership and dance. So you might just take the lead in your own life, and I'm hearing like dance like nobody's watching, but maybe even going out dancing, like that could be a thing. And maybe you are feeling like you're just taking the leadership role in your own love life. Even if you're not actively dating someone right now, it's like you're actively taking that role of preparing to, for one, date yourself, dance with yourself, treat yourself the way that you would want to be treated in a relationship. And then that will start to, again, bring that to you. And by taking that leadership role of really loving yourself, nurturing yourself, healing yourself as much as you can, even if you are like really sure, because even the most like narcissistic and empathic like connection, the empath, there's still ways that empath can improve in the next relationship. Maybe they're setting stronger boundaries, or not allowing certain things to happen. I think that, I guess, goes with boundaries, but just loving themselves more than the narcissist would, berate them or what have you. But as far as just making yourself the version of yourself, and it's not like you have to be someone else or become something different, but just stepping into the most authentic and just potential ridden version of yourself that is going to make you feel good about yourself. That's going to attract someone who's feeling good about themselves, but again, not in like ego way, but in I love myself enough to have proper boundaries in relationships and be able to communicate, I think. But for the most part, where where you went wrong in relationships and you can kind of work on that can help. If you're unsure what negativity you might have contributed, because again, even the most saintly person in a relationship has contributed something that wasn't 100% in alignment with what maybe should have happened. So just kind of looking at maybe ways you messed up or flaws you have in maybe being able to communicate or show your feelings, or just whatever comes to your mind of ways that maybe you even sabotage yourself or sabotage relationships. Just really dig down deep and get real honest, because that can really help you in future relationships as well. If you can be honest with yourself, then you can be honest in relationships, and it's going to be much better for everybody. Let's just see. Any closing statements for Mona before we go? Anything else Mona needs to know? All right, we have here responding, not reacting. And I think this goes really in good alignment with the communication aspect of things, especially if there's some sort of conflict or trigger in a relationship where someone's upset or both of you are upset. Instead of just reacting to what's going on, it's like responding. And it says here, the only control we have is how we respond to the hand we are dealt, or to the words that were just crossed to us, or if you need to, like in a communication and you feel triggered and you feel trapped and you don't know what to say and you don't know what to do, just letting that partner know, hey, I need a minute to really gather my thoughts. I'm just confused right now. But communicating how you're feeling is going to be key in future relationships, so that everybody knows kind of where each of you know where the other is standing, and you're not having to scratch your head and like guess, like, what does this person even think of me? Do they hate me now? But just having clear communication and open communication in a relationship, any kind of relationship, but especially a romantic relationship, is very, very important. So if you have trouble maybe even telling someone, hey, I don't like when you do that, like that's hard for me. Like it's been hard for me a lot, is to, have any kind of conflict or confrontation with someone. I love to actively avoid at all costs. I mean, I'm much better probably the last 5 years, but oh wow, up till 5 years ago, it was very difficult. I would just, any kind of conflict, any kind of, confrontation, I would almost always take it personally, or I would feel attacked, or, and then I'd kind of shut down and not be able to express myself. But I've been actively, purposely working to not do that. And in fact, I will even create my own little confrontations once in a while, but for the greater good, to have some resolution to the conflict, right? Yeah, sabotage is a real thing, right? This all sounds like stern words with myself and others. Yeah, and sometimes we need, I guess, a little dose of tough love. But hopefully, you don't feel like the whole reading was just tough love, tough love, tough love. But the more healing and tough love you can give yourself, but then also the nurturing part of love that you can give yourself, the more you're going to prepare yourself for a much better, more elevated type of relationship. Not someone playing games, not someone hiding their feelings, not someone that's tough to communicate with, but someone open, someone honest, someone forthcoming, somebody that you can really vibe with and get along with. That's going to be a much better fit for you than a lot of the past connections you've had. So Mona, I hope that resonated for you. Thanks again for your donation, and it's always a pleasure to read for you. This one came out as well. Pause for reflection. So again, I don't see that you're going to rush into some big relationship, probably the next 3 months to finish out 2023. But at the very least, you are maybe, again, kind of dating yourself for a minute and just really pausing to reflect on not only where you've been and to clear that and do the healing you want to do for that, but also to really start to dream about and think about and just really think about, what this next person could be like and what you would want to see in a relationship and what you definitely don't want to see in a relationship, and just really getting clear, getting that clarity, getting that Ace of Swords energy on what it is you want and expect in a partner. No, that's part which lines up what I've been observing in my myself lately. That's awesome. Well, yeah. Hello, Sandy. Yeah. And again, I think sometimes it's okay to give ourselves some tough love, because that's when we can grow, is when we really decide to get real with ourselves, with someone else. That's when you can really grow and evolve in your own relationship with yourself or your relationships with others as well. Well, I think that's going to do it for tonight. Unless Sandy wanted to donate, but I'm not saying you have to. I'm just saying I'm about to go. So if you want to, that's fine. And I would totally love to hang out with you if that's what you want to do. Otherwise, I'm going to go because it's getting a bit late here. And I might possibly, maybe, be getting a new dog tomorrow. Fingers crossed everything goes well and I get a new dog. Not that I'm like replacing my old dog. I just want a second dog to help me entertain my first dog. And we've always been a 2-dog household until 2021. So I want to get back to being a 2-dog household. Not more than 2, but 2. 2 would be great. You're so welcome, Rosie. Absolutely. All right. Well, I'm going to take a quick drink and yeah. All right. So I hope you're having a wonderful midweek, everybody. And I may or may not be back Wednesday. No, today's Wednesday. Friday. May or may not be back Friday, just depending about the whole dog situation. So just keep that in mind. Oh, Sandy has donated. All right. So we're still here. Thank you, Sandy. Awesome. Oh, thank you, Rosie. Yeah, her home situation is going better. It's still not like the end all be all ideal of everything, but for the most part, she's pretty happy. She's now moved into my grandma's double wide trailer that had sat empty for almost 2.5 years. After my grandma passed away, but she moved in this summer. So she's now keeping and maintaining that, but it needs desperately a new roof and some other kind of security type upgrades as far as like better like flooring situations and stuff in certain areas of it. And it definitely needs, if I had to put a number on it, just like bare bones minimum, probably 30,000 worth of work if I had to guess. I'm not some like mathematician, rocket scientist with like housing and building costs, but it definitely needs some pretty heavy-handed work. Yeah, we do what we can. Yeah, right, with what we have. Absolutely. All right. Well, let me just see if Sandy had her question in PayPal. Um, so general for Sandy. All right. I feel like we're switching decks. We're switching gears. Let's go to this deck that we started the live stream with for Sandy and see what our wonderful, pretty princess needs to know tonight. She just loves when I call her that. And by loves, I mean doesn't like, but she puts up with it. All right. What does Sandy need to know? General for Sandy. Ooh, we have the 5 of Cups and the Lovers. So I don't know if you had recently made a decision in a relationship, a friendship, or there might have been some recent disagreement or just friction possibly, or even just maybe even kind of focusing on a past relationship that's maybe not as important anymore or is not as in focus anymore, and just kind of having this bittersweet kind of feeling about a past connection. I'm going to get more cards to clarify because we could take this like 12 different routes, and I want some clarity here for Sandy. There might have been a decision to even, I don't know if walk away is the right word, but just pull yourself back a bit emotionally from a connection because it was too painful to continue the way it was. I want to know what this is talking about. Okay, someone younger than you, possibly male, or they just really present forward with masculine energy for sure. Very creative person, very also sensitive. I'm picking up a lot of sensitivity with this person. The connection just may not, though, feel as strong as it once did. Yeah, I'm still on, Jessica. Hi. We're on our last donation, though, so we will be gone very shortly. But yeah. Sandy, what does Sandy need to know? It's like you're taking charge of a situation. And if you're still in like a friendship or a relationship with this person, it's like mentor role. Like you've taken on a mentor role with someone who's younger than you. And even if the connection had some sort of hiccup or decision at one point, it doesn't mean you can't keep going forward with the connection or the relationship. Is this hitting any is this hitting any bells? Is blowing any whistles for you? I'm not sure. Because there's so many ways I could take this. And this could even be like way back. Because I'm not getting a time frame on how recent this is. Yes, it is. Okay, good. Well, if it wasn't recent, then there's something you can do in the near future that can shift this, even if it was years ago. But I do feel now that this has come out that it is more recent. And recent means within the last year-ish, maybe even more recent than that. But there is purpose and drive behind this relationship. This connection was and is meant to be. Even if at some point you do decide to go separate ways, I feel like it's almost like a bobbing and weaving. Like you do come back together and then go and then come back together and then go. And to me, this feels like lifetime after lifetime. So there's been multiple lifetimes of this coming together and going separate ways, coming together, going separate ways. Doesn't mean you're going to have to do that all the time in this lifetime, that you have to ever go separate ways. Or, I mean, even if you did, you don't have to come back together in this life, but you will in a future. Or if you do come back together in this life, doesn't mean you have to separate until a future life. Does that make sense? Hopefully I'm not confusing you. I'm probably confusing myself. Yeah. Because there's a lot of love. There's a lot of emotional connection here. And like you both want to move life in the same direction, but you just maybe have different ideas of how to get there, if that makes sense. It's almost like you have, like a map. Let me see. I took a screenshot that I'm seeing in my mind's eye right now. I took this earlier today. So this can be kind of like here we go. So it's like you both have the same destination, but one of you is going this way, one of you goes that way, and you meet at your destination. So I don't know if that's literal, like you're planning a trip to meet someone somewhere and you're both coming from different places, or if this is more figuratively speaking, that it's like a or like a life journey you're taking, but you kind of have different ways of getting to the same goal. Um, Again, even though this is a King of Cups, it still has very youthful energy in the face here. But there is a lot of maybe even other people involved in your connection that are rooting for the connection to continue or to progress. But there's success here. So whatever it is you set out to do, even if this to me feels like almost like a business partner or like business energy, or at least have similar interests as far as maybe jewelry making or some other interests that you have, that you're like writing in tandem, even if you're on separate paths, that you do want to almost teach this person what you know. Again, kind of going back to the mentorship vibe that I was getting with your energy, and then this person learning something from you. But that's not to mean you can't learn also something from this person. This person has a lot to offer you and a fresh perspective on life that you maybe haven't seen or thought of. So really, it's a mutually beneficial connection, mutually beneficial relationship that you are navigating. Why? Why do we need to know about this tonight? Why is this what Sandy's being presented with? Why? What? Aw. And then yet another horse. So it's like horses to me represent freedom. They also represent like forward momentum and quickly. This is not just some dilly-dallying little donkey. This is a horse. And the horse, this is about flow. So find an easier path forward. Oh, wow. And what we were talking about with the two paths, right? So there might even be that you're wanting to go this way, he's wanting to go this way, but eventually you might even meet in the middle and just go, yeah, wow. So find an easier path forward, surrender the outcome, and release your expectations. So it's okay to set intentions a lot of times, but when we set like hardcore expectations, like I expect this to happen in this way and for this many hours and this many people involved, we have all these expectations on something, we almost always end disappointed. Even if we get what we want in the end, if it didn't go exactly as we expected, we can get kind of disappointed. So this to me feels like it might even be in the past energy where things didn't go as expected and it kind of brought some disappointment. But it doesn't mean there can't be future progress here. And absolutely, I think there is future progress here. It's just, again, two people, you and this person, with very different life, life experiences and life views, but there's a lot of commonality as well, because that's what I think the commonalities are what brought you together. And the commonalities even, but just differing opinions on how to go about things are what kind of went like that. 21-year-old apprentice that's a friend of mine's grandson. Oh, okay, gotcha. But I do see you both, again, very different life views, but learning so much from each other because of the different life experiences and life views and just what you've been through. And yet another like beautiful card about cycles, about the ending of one cycle can open up room for new energy. So there might have even been an ending of almost like an apprenticeship with someone else that opened. And if it wasn't like an official apprenticeship, it could have been just vibe wise. You felt like a connection or almost like a mentor to someone else in the past, that now this person has taken that person's place in a way. I mean, they could never be that person from your past, but in a way, it's almost like you're kind of wearing the same hat in this regard, but again, it's a different person, different energy. So it's like you're moving forward in a different way than you would have with this other person from your past. All right, let's get a mindful message as well. Anything else Sandy needs to know about this connection and just anything else life in general that maybe even has nothing to do with this, but just wants to come through. So we have play. So again, I think this is very relevant to what we're talking about with the mentor and apprentice kind of energy here. of just having fun and laughing and learning from each other and making mistakes and, all the fun things. But it says, I'm completely engaged in what I do in the here and now. I call it play instead of work. I am deeply fulfilled by all that I do. So just letting loose a little bit and not feeling stressed out so much if that has been the case. Or if you have been already kind of footloose and fancy free lately, then just keep going on that trajectory. That's really awesome. And I like that they have the Rubik's Cube here because it's almost a reminder with the message to play, not to take it so seriously, not to try to work so hard to make everything perfect and have all the blue cubes on one side, all the yellow cubes on another, all the red on another, but just to have fun and maybe mix it up, match it up, and just see what happens. Don't worry if there's a whole bunch of reds and blacks and whites and greens and blues. I don't even know what all colors are on the Rubik's Cube, but you know what I mean. It doesn't have to all be perfect. And in fact, you learn a lot more from mistakes, most people anyway, learn more from their mistakes than from everything that just goes correctly. So yeah, there's a lot you're learning right now, and this person's learning, and you're learning about people in general and life in general. I don't know. I feel like I need one more. Anything else for Sandy? Yeah, passion and support. And I think, again, this goes both ways with you and this other person, and then even like your community at large, or your friend circle, the people that feel like family to you. It really is about supporting each other's passions, or having a passion for loving and supporting the people around you as well. So lots of interesting, very different messages that came through for you today, but we never know what we're going to get here. So we're just open to what needs to come through, especially when it's a general reading. We can get like 4 different messages or one big message that confuses me, but you know exactly what it means. So hope that resonated for you, Sandy, but thanks again for your lovely donation. It's always a pleasure to hang out with you, pretty princess. Cha-Cha was here earlier too, so yeah. It's like a family reunion up in here. Yeah, she says pretty card. All right, you guys. So we've done the giveaway. We've done the drawing. We've done a bunch of personal readings tonight, and I will now bid you adieu. I'm going to bed. Again, I may not be here Friday because I may possibly tomorrow be getting another dog. Not 100% sure, but if I do, I might be busy. The dog is only, well, it says on the website 2 months old. She looks bigger than that to me. I don't know. So I might be gone on Friday because I might be on dog duty all day. But yeah, I might be here though. Who knows? Who knows? We never know. If all things line up and I can be here, I will definitely be here. But yeah, I'll let you guys know on Friday pretty early on if I'm not going to be on the live stream, just so you know. Just so you're in the know and you're aware of what's up. Good night to you too, Sandy, and you as well, Jessica, and everybody else who's here and hanging out in the background, and everyone who's here earlier that's not here. If you're watching later and you watch this, hi, hello, good night. All right, you guys, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks again so much for all those likes, comments, shares, subscribes, donations, and all the things. And I really, truly do hope to see each and every one of you right back here at Harmony Portal Tarot Live. Good night and much love. Bye.